following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. Born for duty. As we're out here in Jackpot June, who will hit the casino? As I give my best Vegas intro. But you can go anywhere you want in the world of a casino, because it's about to get wild and random. Mac Johnson took care of business last time in Movie May. What a win. What an impression he made in the field. The six-pack, the six shooters. Matt Johnson took care of business. But now we're in Jackpot June. Simply put, it's the following. Mac wanted to spice it up, really make the theme special, and for that, we go to Jackpot June. There's the logo in T4 release. Follow along at home. We apologize for the delay. Just want to start at the top of the show. Apologize for the delay. Gotcha. Apologize for the delay. Obviously, we did not expect it to be this long. We had to do some technical difficulties, but we're good to go now. Everything's up and running. So Jackpot June, we have a couple cool things with this theme. I'm going to talk about that. Before we get into anything further, I want to go to my man Charles Sanford. Sanford, your thoughts on this theme, man? Jackpot June, we got the four regions I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit up right here. What's your thoughts on Jackpot June? You were a big proponent of last year in T4 getting to that Final Four. You made that far. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm intrigued by it. I kind of like the theme. Especially considering all the times that we end up mentioning poker in terms of stuff that we do in the server. So, in terms of a theme, I think it's an intriguing one. I think it lends itself to some risk taking, which at this point, a lot of players probably looking at their resumes, trying to have to figure out how much of a risk do they need to take, how much can they play it safe, and that should bode well for the tournament action.
Yep, and here we go. It's pretty simple. The four regions goes as follows. We got, we'll see right here, just the full list. Pat Johnson's theme go with the spades, which will be the yellow. That'll be the yellow cards, which we'll see here shortly. And then the clubs will be green, diamonds, blue, red's heart, obviously. So we got blue diamonds, green's clubs, makes sense. Spades, yellow. For the card colors, and we're started off with the split 64. Of course, in Blackjack, you want to split them. Pocket sevens, split them, see what we can do. Then we're going to go tilt mode. It's an old poker term on the tilt 32. Everyone should know what a straight is. Straight 16. Of course, 2 through 6, right? There you go for example in poker. Established state, that's just having an established hand, only fitting with the E that we get an established hand this late in the game. And you hit the jackpot and establishment, final four in the final table. Yeah, pretty fitting theme here. Can't really complain. We're going to get all the fun stuff, as I like to call it. The fun stuff will be in the server in a little bit. We'll start putting in the emojis and stuff after the stream, but for now, we're just going to keep it clean here, and I'm going to input all the stuff here. So I'm going to input the themes. So just give me 1 second. Just going to put all the good stuff in here. While we do that, it's an interesting theme, as we always talk about when it comes to this theme stuff, what's going to click, what's not going to click, and I always think about for this, with this being this late in the season, with Super League starting to come into the forefront, a lot of people having to play games in a sense, a lot of people starting to build that resume, it's only fitting that someone's going to hit the jackpot. We've had every single tournament so far, 0 or 1 win player. That's right, 0 or 1 win player has made the Final Four. Obviously, it's a no-brainer in March. And it's also a no-brainer sometimes in T2. Because there are some guys that get hot. But we've had 3 straight tournaments. Will we get a 4th straight tournament? That is one thing to keep in mind. As I don't know, it's just gonna be an insane Absolutely insane if we do get that. We get a fourth straight tournament where we actually get a 0-1 win again going to the Final Four. But that'll be for a little later. I'm just going to input everything while we do that. Going to go around the room. I mean, Brad, your thoughts on this tournament? Obviously, you've had some success last tournament. What do you got to do to get back in the game here? Thoughts on that?
I don't know. For me personally, it's just like staying what I have for T3. Like, I have a run. Like, I'm not 0-2 anymore. I just have to keep going because, like, if I lose, I'm probably not making Super League if I go 0-2. I have to keep getting more wins because 5 is probably not enough. So what I have to do is like keep focused, keep winning. That's what I have to do.
Doubling down. I got you, buddy. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're going to have a lot of people, and this is the region themes. There we go. I'm going to post all that here. We're going to get all that fun stuff in the server a little bit later when we put all the good stuff. We'll get the cards revealed here shortly as well. You'll see some of the cards when we get to the matchup previews. But there's the themes. There's the heart region. There's the clubs. There's the diamonds. There's the spades. Got the green for clubs. The old black for spades. Ace of spades, I like to call it. You'll see down the bracket base, which would be really cool. And then you got the red, the hearts for red and black, and then the blue diamonds. That's going to be our region themes, of course. And finally, with that, we will also have the intro and outro, which I'll post here. So obviously, you guys saw the intro. I'll post the intro, outro, and also some of the fun stuff with the podcast. The podcast will be trying to aim for maybe Tuesday. We'll see what we can get going on there. We'll have the podcast as well. Looking clean a little bit later. I'm just going to post that in a second. And we'll get ready to run and roll. There's the logo, as I said. Class logos. Sorry, before I forget, class logos. So the class logo is pretty simple with that. It goes as follows. It goes left to right. You know how it goes. Whoever's at top goes first. So we'll start with the Legends class. As I will post this right here. I'm going to post this one right here. There we go. And as for Legends class, obviously the big announcement, maybe the announcement of the season. Obviously Ashley retiring, of course, at the conclusion of T3, which was last tournament. We wish her the best in dental school. For that being said, it's between me and Yepez right now. 11.33 versus 11.67 on average finish. Tapir's third. He's back a little further than us. So really, it's just a two-horse race right now in the Legends class. Can Yepez and me keep it up? That's something to follow come this tournament. Now, for Masters class, a little bit more interesting to say the least. The Masters class has been more of the outlier this year in a good way. They've had a lot of competition. Well, starts it off with Vapor, Gerard, Caesar, and Peter being the 4 best in average finish. Pretty close of all 4. Pocket +2s right there. Could be a sign to come. But all 4 of these guys have had solid runs so far in their year. Obviously, Vapor, a 5-win player, G1 tournament. Caesar, maybe not the resume, but Peter as well, 4-win players, starting to build up a little bit of it. Vets class, I mean, how about this? I mean, before we came on air, we had talked about Monkey being the #1 player in his league, and, well, that's going to continue. He's going to be in the mix, but he's the worst guy in the average finish. It's Myth versus Lane right now on that. Toasty not too far behind. But there's the Vets class. But Monkey does control that. How about that? All 4 players in the Vets class you see on screen right there, all made the top 16 Super League. For Masters, not so much. Legends, obviously, not so much as well. Tapir wasn't. Novice class, well, you know, it's been a crazy class. That they've had 2 tournament winners with Nick, and of course Mac with the sensational run he had. But for the novice class, it's pretty simple. As I'll post it right here. Nick's still up top, but we do have some new faces in a sense. We still got Logan Andy, who've been inseparable, but Sting joins the fray. Not Mac, of course. Mac had those 2 first-round duds, and he couldn't get back to where he needed to be. So nothing for Mac right there. But he could come back, depending on this tournament. And he will be the 1 overall seed. Wink, wink. And the rookies class, the final class right here, is pretty simple. It's been a topsy-turvy one. This class has been hit the hardest. It's anyone's class. God not going to be in this tournament. Obviously, Hockey Golden needs some work, but background leads that class. And all I'm going to say with this, it's wide open. This is probably the most wide open class. Who knows where it will be. And we talk about Super League. I'll go to Charles Sanford right here, man. The big story is Monkey being the number one player. Who would have had that? I mean, your thoughts on just Monkey being number one player coming in?
I mean, as I said on the Super League reveal show, I was shocked that I was even when it came up to the point that I was even considering it. And then just the more I kept looking at him, like the more I just couldn't see myself having anyone other than Monkey at number one. It's just one of those things. That's how it kind of goes when you end up with the head-to-head as tiebreakers.
That's true.
And it is an interesting one because our top two tiebreakers usually are always the head-to-head and ship belt, and in this case, one player had the ship belt, one player had the head-to-head, and that was a little bit of an interesting thing of having to try and consider what really should have mattered more.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to say the least down the stretch for a lot of people. I'd say top 6 or 7 are starting to slowly separate from the pack, but it's not a big separation compared to last year's top heavy. Intros and outros coming to you right here. Intros, outro. Obviously, short posted the outro or intro. You'll see the outro. The intro was really good. I really thought it was a mystery PI theme to start off with. It had that mystery PI, then it goes into the casino. Really, really good song choice. Definitely a top of the top tier right there. Podcast logo. I'm going to put that right here, and then we'll get to the reveal show. Podcast logo. I want to thank Cody Lamas on this one. I'm actually just going to send you the actual cards more so than or I guess the table he put more than the actual logo. The actual logo is just the background with chips coming in, but this is the podcast logo. I guess you call it the podcast table logo. Really good. I thought Cody cooked on this one. You're going to see that. Obviously, you'll see Cody Lamas cooking as well with all the thumbnails, but there you go. Check that out in T4 release. Love that. We'll see who's got the best hand after the flop in the rivers. There's the old ace of clubs leading right out there. Appreciate that, though, from Cody Lamas. He knows what to do, hooking us up. All right, let's get to it. That's going to conclude us for the more of the back end. I want to thank Pack once again for putting on a great show and giving us some absolute heat for that. But we'll go into the theme now. We're going to go into the reveal. Obviously, and the entry list. Can't forget the entry list. Entry list is going to be a little bit interesting this tournament. Obviously, we had a lot of people announce retirements, not playing the rest of the season. Probably the biggest names not returning will be, of course, Ashley and Carson. For Carson, it was just a case of personal matter. Ashley, we all know, is well documented. We had that ceremony Friday night. Gon's also out, but we expect him back potentially for T5. There is our entry list. I mean, there's only 57 players, 25 games round 1. Kind of similar to last year, how T4 was. We only had 25 games as well. So we're history repeating itself. Now we'll get into the actual theme. I don't have the emojis. If Short wants to upload those, he can. He's got the file. If you want to upload that, go ahead. But I don't have that in. Yeah, you're very consistent. But just want to make sure to check the chat before we start. But if he wants to upload that, go. We'll get everything go. We'll get the cards. You'll see the cards firsthand. We'll get the card theme in as well pretty soon. All right, let's get to it, though. First region is going to be the Spades region. We'll get the other stuff. And, of course, with that being said, Short, just real quick, are we going to go top to bottom? What are we going to start with? Just let me know in my DM. Just so I know. We're going to start the 1 seed. It'll be Mac anyway. Everyone knows it. Yeah, let's see what we got. All right, got it. All right, so for this one, it's just going to be a quick post. Nothing crazy. I'm going to go through the Bi Island players. I know a lot of people don't really necessarily like Bi Island. However, we know the circumstances, how it goes. So the number 1 player entering this tournament, of course, he won the tournament. Congratulations to Matt Johnson. I mean, if you would have told me Matt Johnson is in the Bi Island, I would have called you crazy at the start of the year, or even just remotely sniffing a 1 seed. The guy was a 15 seed. He won the whole shebang, though, and he deserves it. He'll do the number 1 play from Illinois. Pretty simple stuff for Mac, man. He's been just so consistent all year, or so consistent last tournament. Hasn't been consistent all year, but he found a peak run. He had to do what he had to do. And for Mac, congratulations, man. That's big for him. So there we go for Mac. He is now currently a top 5 Super League player. Unbelievable to say the least. 6-2, 32-22. He dons the gold medal. Nothing really else to say, man. That's Pat Johnson. There he is. Put it up on the screen. Pat Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to really discuss too much, but I will discuss this number 1 seed here, Sanford. Thoughts on Pat, just his rapid rise from the basement to the top 4, and he's still under 500 in his career. That's the craziest part. Sanford? What? I think maybe Sanford ought to go there. All good,
Sorry,
no
what?
worries. Your thoughts on just Pat Johnson, real quick. I'm not going to talk too much about these 1 seasons, but your thoughts on Pat Johnson, just real quick, on his rise.
I mean, he won the whole tournament. I'm shocked by that still. But it is what it is. So he gets the number 1 seed. Is it deserved? Probably not. But I mean, at the same time, we have it in the rules that if you win the tournament, you get the number 1 plate and the number 1 overall seed. So
Absolutely.
Here we are. Can't argue against it.
No, you can't. And it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least, how Pat Johnson is going to perform. But regardless, though, let's get to our actual first matchup. And our actual first matchup is going to be really fun. Starting it off with the 8th seed, we're going to start it off with a popular time right now in the old sports world. And what I mean by that is a popular time for one sport, and that's hockey. Well, hockey is heating up on the ice, and for hockey last tournament, got busted up by the old stop and start routine. He got all busted up with the lane game, where he was up on lane, and all of a sudden, boom, just went off the deep end there, and he couldn't take care of business. And the restarted game, the old reshuffle. But for hockey, we'll see what he can do. Not ranked this tournament, not in the top 25. Now, who's he playing? An interesting matchup. It's our old commentary buddy, Seth Cole. And Seth, he had that loss to Yoshi. He's been wildly inconsistent this season. This is a toss-up game. We got a rookie on a veteran. You look at this game as I post everything here. I think Seth needs this more in the sense that, when's he going to show up? As there's the matchup preview on screen. As there we go. There's the old matchup preview. Rookie on veteran, +2 on wild. 8 versus 9. 2-3, 16, 19. 2-3, 14, 14. Hockey finished 11th here last year in D2, and then 10th for Seth. This is a pretty even game in terms of a lot of things, but for both these players, it's going to be about, I think, composure. I'm going to go with the CPU. Seth's going to get this done 7. He needs this one. I think hockey's fast pace, where Seth is more of a methodical player, will be interesting. But Seth is a guy that knows how to play any card start. He's been in the booth so many times. I'm going to go Seth here. Let's go over to Charles Sanford for his first prediction of the night. Sanford, take it away. Seth or hockey?
Well, it's not gonna be too enthralled on this one. I'm gonna also agree with the computer. I'm gonna say Seth's 4-3. Reason being, for me, this is a situation of, you look at, yes, hockey's gonna have the game 7 advantage if it gets to that point, but Seth also comes in as a higher ranked player on my list. He comes in as a quad 3 player to hockey being quad 4. I think those, and the fact that 9 seeds typically have had the edge over the 8s historically in this league, just all signs kind of point to Seth, in my opinion. That's why I'm going to say Seth 4-3 as well.
All right, we'll go over to Brad. Brad, thoughts on this one? Who you got, and who needs it more? What do we got?
Yeah, I agree with Seth. I was a 9 seed last tournament and I won. I feel like being a 9 seed and an 8 seed, it's really close. Both players are definitely trying to make a name for themselves. This would be a huge win for either one, but I think Seth takes it.
All right, Seth takes it. We'll keep it rolling here. Unless Fitzy, you got anything to say real quick? Feel free. Oh, no, everybody's up. Yeah, Fitzy, go ahead.
Well, I really would like to see Seth win, but I think hockey needs it more than Seth does. I feel like hockey, in my opinion, needs to slow its roll a little bit. If he can slow his roll a little bit and be a little bit conservative, not be too aggressive, I feel like he could get this done. I feel like he can win it 4-2.
4-2 hockey, says Fitz. The rest going with Seth. Shorty, you want to do anything? You want to commentate? You want to make a prediction? Up to you, buddy. All right, we'll keep it going. We got a lot of heads here tonight. All right, we'll just keep it us 4. All right, so we're going to go with a split there. So we'll move over. Seth moving on. Polls are up on the line. Check it out. Now, this next game, so you start to see the lines. We'll go over to the 413. And this one's a sneaky game. We talked about a guy just made a really big run. That was Verigold. Verigold needed that run. T3 Magic, T3 Gold, classic. That's what Gold does. Absolute legend to get back to another Final Four. The question is, who's Verigold playing? Because Gold needs a little bit of a kick. And, well, I'm going to have to start sniffing a little bit because old ALP is in the building. And for ALP, it's been a season full of what has happened to him. I mean, he had that 3-0 lead on Clay Wolf, and then since then, that was back in March. He's fallen apart. I have not seen enough of ALP, I've not seen enough of ALP to say he's got a shot, but there is one thing I know about this game as I go into the match statistics. Master on Novice, 0-3, 5-12, 4-3, 26 and 22. Gold obviously finished in 9th last year, 2-time medalist. 44 for ALP, Gold 4-2. I'll go with the computer, but this has potential to go 7 because there's one thing that ALP does that Gold may understand. ALP can play the low stuff. And because of that, it actually could give a slight advantage actually to ALP where he's got nothing to lose. However, too much Gold here. I'm going 6 Gold despite ALP's chances. What do you got, Sanford, on this one?
Considering I saw how LaPlante reacted to his last loss, it's just something has not clicked this season, and I think LaPlante, just with this new bot, maybe part of it hasn't clicked. He was already talking about the fact of feeling down and out on it last tournament. I say he's got a shot, but I'm gonna say Gold 4-1.
Okay, we'll go over to Brad. Brad, thoughts on this one? Gotcha.
I think Verigold's playing well. Like I feel like they're gonna keep playing well because I don't see enough in ALP to convince me that they can make the upset. Oh, it's ALP, so who knows? I still think Verigold wins 4-2.
4-2. All right, going with the CPU. Fitzwater, thoughts on this one? LaPlante, Verigold?
I just don't really see ALP getting his advantage on Gold. I hate saying this. Give me a heat check. Give me Gold and a sweep. I really do not think ALP can catch Verigold's master plan of color changes back quickly. With that being said, I think Gold's got this in a sweep.
Gold in a sweep. That's our first sweep prediction from one of our panelists. All right, Fitzwater going with a little bit of some spicy heat to start us off here tonight. Well, we haven't seen many sweeps. However, it wouldn't surprise me if we do get one. It's in the genes usually to get 1 or 2 sweeps. So who will this 4-5 be, or this 5-12, 13 line? Well, this is an interesting line. It's an interesting match as we move over from Gold to ALP over to that 5 line. This player, in my opinion, has been through the ringer, to say the least, this year. It's Logan. Great start to the year for Logan. Good start at 4-2. And then here comes good old Seam Acosta, out of nowhere, pulls the absolute dagger, gets the job done. What a win for Acosta. A tough loss for Logan. And now he's got to do all the hard work again after a really good first 2 tournaments. And we'll bring him up here shortly. But who does he get? And, we talk about Logan and Andy being really close. Well, who did Andy just lose to? That's Ellison. Ellison has looked really good. This has been probably the best Ellison we've ever seen. And because of that, I think this actually goes 7. I'm going to go with Logan wins the game as we got the match preview on screen here. 4-4, 2023. Double 23s for Logan. Novice on Novice, 1-3, 7-14. They finished 50th and 51st here last year. Something's got to give. It's on a stream. I'll go Logan in 7. We're going to bring him up here after these panelists make the prediction, but it's going to be closer than people think. What do we got here, Sanford? This is a tough one.
I agree. It's a tough one. It's interesting because you have Ellison coming in, has that 1 win now that doesn't put him safe yet, but it gives him some hope that he might be able to get out of relegation. I think considering he played in that relegation tournament last year, if there's any chance of relegation, he doesn't want to be in it again. Logan comes in with a lack of momentum, and neither one of these guys fared that well in this tournament last year. I'm going to actually go for Ellison 4-3.
All right, going with the old switcheroo. What do we think, Brad? Obviously, Sanford throws one there.
I think Ellison's better than the record shows. Jimmy James Ellison is better than 7. Like, I don't see enough from Logan that says like they can't get upset. So I think James Ellison's going to win 4-3.
All right, we got Arch and Logan sweep. We'll get Logan up here in a minute. Fisher, your thoughts real quick? Logan, Ellison?
Wow. Art really thinks Ellison wins in a sweep.
Logan, he said Logan.
Or Logan in a sweep. Okay. Remind me how Ellison did in the last stream game when I was there.
He won.
Remind me. That's right. Ellison won. Art. CPU. I'm sorry. Logan. Better be careful what he wishes for.
Oh.
Remember, he's the man himself. I'm going all aboard the E-Train.
E-Train. Okay. E-Train 4-1. Let's bring up Logan. Who we got? Brad, want to bring him up?
Someone else do it.
Sanford, you got me? Let's bring up Logan. There it is. All right, Logan, your thoughts on Ellison. Obviously, we all know the story. Wasn't the best against Acosta, despite not being maybe at 100%. Now it's a new tournament, fresh blood. You obviously have been neck and neck with your fellow compatriot Andy all year. What do you think is going to happen in this one? Because this is a new style you have to learn. What do you got? Give me your thoughts. Yeah, if you can just type it out, you can. But yeah, this will be an interesting one. Well, I guess we'll bring up ALP too.
His opponent?
Huh?
Does he have
Yeah. Bring ALP up too. I was gonna say just bring ALP up here too. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Shorts guy. He'll man the script there. Yeah, you can bring up a plan too for sure. Get ALP up in here. See what Logan types, and this is going to be an interesting game. Like I said, there's a lot of intriguing, in my opinion, upset potential. This could be one for sure from a lot of people. A lot of people going with Ellison so far. Well, as we continue to wait for Logan to type, looking at Logan right now, you look at the tail of the tape. He's got a shot. He's got it. He's in the top 20 in Super League. I think I got a few haters in the car, but I think I'm looking at what I hope is my first stream game win. I know stream games have been a bit iffy, but I have my sights on SL. It's just another hurdle. Yeah, it's it's really the mindset to have. We'll get ALP up here in a minute. Hold on. Where's Monkey? Sure, you got me on that? He has his hand raised. I don't know. All right, no problem, Fitz. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll wait for Austin LaPlante to give his thoughts as we have some other people come in here. But Logan, I appreciate your thoughts, man. Yeah, we'll see. Be an interesting one stream game. Obviously, you and Ellison will put on a show. We'll see how that one goes. Should be a fun one. The old classic 512s, they always deliver some type of surprise. Should be a fun one indeed. We'll wait for LaPlante. If he's not going to come, we'll get him on the rebound. We'll keep it rolling here, as we will wait for LaPlante to maybe make his way on the stage, as we always do here in the league. But regardless, we'll keep it moving. We'll keep it going as we wait for LaPlante. Unless Short's got any extra info on that. Let's see. It's just monkey typing. Never mind. No worries. I believe. Yeah, we're good. All right, we'll keep it rolling. All right, we'll move over to the next game here as we wait for LaPlante. And the next game is going to be the old 215. And, well, the 215 is interesting. That means the 2 seeds, if you're kind of doing the score at home, there's only 1 2 seed that's going to play. So if you're doing the scores, it's the only 2 seed game. What's that?
I said, and this is it.
This is the only 2 seed. This is the only region that will have 7 games. So keep in mind, that's how limited the field is. And that 2 seed is none other than, well, Drum roll, the old 2023 world champion Yepes. And, well, for Yepes, it's been a season full of intrigue. He had the Brad loss. He's had some interesting wins. He's a top 10 player in the league. Compared to where he was, let's say, last year, he's in a way better spot. And he's getting a guy that this is going to sound crazy. This guy that we're about to mention has the best strength of schedule in the league. Eric Monaco at a .71, at .713. It has the best strength of schedule. The problem for Eric is he has no wins, and this is a rough draw. It really is. Eric is coming off a lot of stuff. Pocket sevens on the old table right there, but non-stream game, it's been rough for Eric. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. I don't see a world where Eric's going to have a chance in this one. I'm going Yepes 4-1. I know Yepes plays close games, but he's got to buckle down as well, coming off the Brad L. Give me Yepes 4-1. Sanford, what you got?
I'm not going to believe the computer here in the only sense of we've seen Yepes in the 215 matches before, and I can't remember a single one of them where he flat out dominated. So I'm actually going to say Yepes wins this one 4-3.
Popular pick, though. Yepes is one that got to fool around sometimes in 6 and 7. What do you think, Brad? What do you think here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go 4-1 Yepes. Like, I don't know what to say about Eric Monaco other than they might get one. So, like, yeah, it's 4-1. I don't know.
Yeah, Eric, the last time we saw him, had a devastating loss to Nick. It was just too many +4s, and he just couldn't really control it. Now he's getting Yepes, who can't play close games. Could be a Brian-type series, maybe. Brian was close. You never know. You never know Yepes. He's a wild card. There's no doubt when it comes to games or anything, really. Well, we go over to 215. This is one of the scariest pies of the tournament, though. You're going to see why in this next game, because this next game is there's a tail of tape. They're 0-3, 5-12, 7-1, 39-25. Legend, 5th, 55th on the scorecard for T4. And then, of course, Yepes, a 3-time medalist with a trophy in Super League 2023. T4, he won this tournament 2 years ago. And, of course, he's got the old bronze from March 25. Well, let's go to the next game, and this is probably one of the games in a round. Remember that cinema game that we had with good old Chicago Brad? That was a classic game. Well, we have something just as good, in my opinion. That 7th seed is going to start it off with guy in the call, Nam. And for Nam, it's been a season full of struggles. He has not had what he had in the past. He was in the finale this tournament 1 year ago. Had a lot of momentum. Well, what better way to cap off some of that momentum and try to build it in a playoff type environment? This is possibly the game of the round. Nam versus Cap. We know Cap, the last time we saw him, was not in a good spot, and this is one of these crazy situations where Nam's the better seed, but Cap's the better ranked player. He is the last player ranked in the top 25. Absolute toss-up. There's the tail of tape. Pocket fours, Master on Legend. 3-3, 18-16. 2-3, 16. So the last time Cap won, we're talking all the way back in March. It's been 4 months since Cap has tasted a W. I don't even know what to say about this game, man. This is going to be a crack show in terms of maybe low card starts. I think Nam's got to be on his toes. For that reason, I think he's going to have a little bit more sense of urgency. I'm going with, maybe not an upset in the C-wise, but maybe an upset in people's eyes because Cap's the better ranked player. Give me Nam in 7. What do you got here, Sanford? Tough game. Probably one of the toughest.
Yeah, and this is a tough game because it's a situation where we have a 7-10 matchup and both players are looking for just their second round 1 win of the year. We're talking Cap's made 1 Elite Eight and everything else has been round 64. Nam made 1 Sweet 16 so far this year. Everything else has been round of 64. Stat-wise, you could make the argument that maybe neither one of them should have a home game, or at least that Cap should be the 7 instead of Nam. This is tough. Cap likes a low card. Nam plays quick. Both could play into the other. I'm gonna go with Nam. I'm gonna say 4-1 because Cap's been struggling.
Okay, Brad, what do you think this one? Cap, Nam, tough game. Super Leaguers from last year.
Yeah, this is like definitely the type of early on game that like whoever wins will make a run. I'm not sure. Captain 4-3.
Cap 4-3. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get Nam up here. Well, maybe not up here. I'll probably type out his thought. Nam, what's your thoughts on playing an old Super Leaguer from last year? Yeah, actually, Sanford, you want to explain why Cap is a 10 seed? Go ahead.
Oh, Sport got it pretty well in the chat. 6 seed, lost 4-1.
Oh yeah, pretty and right, and I think for Cap, yeah, he might be a little bit out of place, but you never know. It's going to be a game of can Nam waver the lower starts? Can he waver the lower starts? Because that's going to be the key.
Will Cap go back to those lower starts after going all high on the same card start?
Well, shout out Cody Lamas. He made a buy island. He made a buy island post. We're going to have that at the end of the old reveal show. Appreciate him, legend for that. Top tier. Wow, Cap, that's going to be we'll go to the chat now as Nam's giving his thoughts. This is a Super League playoff type game for sure. And Nam basically said, wow, Captain, it's going to be very interesting. I'll probably go very quickly. Nothing else to say. Yeah, these two guys can fire off fast. We know Nam is a fast player. Maybe fastest in Florida. There we go. Florida fast for old Nam. And for Cap, he's an interesting character, an interesting fellow. And he did just win his practice cup. It doesn't mean much, but for him, maybe it might mean something. You never know. But we'll see how it goes for sure for both players, I think. Yes, yeah, that's another Brock. There's a lot of Nam's got a lot of respect for a lot of these players. He's starting to learn. But what should be a good one? Classic game now. Classic game. Honest to God, this could have been the last year's Super League game. Of course, JT had the upset over Nam in the round 12, so maybe a little bit of a lost file that never happened. That's interesting. Intense one for sure, round 1. All right, next game. This one is an intriguing one because it's probably two players that are going in opposite directions and one we never thought would ever be up here. And how about Ed Ziemba? Top 15 player in the league. I mean, if you would have told me Ed Ziemba at the beginning of the season is top 15 player, I would have said, what? Maybe top 30, but not top 15. Ed is skyrocketed, and he's starting to figure it out. That's scary for the field when he starts figuring it out. Now, who's he get? He gets Brian. Brian has had nothing to write home about all season. It has been a season full of what has happened for Brian. It's a veteran on novice crime. You look at the tail of the tape, 5-3, 26-23 for Ed, who's had a great season. Trying to be the last Illinois player to win a tournament. 3 of the 4 have won already in D1. And then, of course, Brian 0-3, 6-12 from Texas. They both have finished in the top 30 here last year. I'm going to go with the CPU in terms of Ed winning, but I think the score line's closer. Brian will show up a little more. I know he hasn't in the past. I think he gets this one to 6, but too much Ed. Light switching has been his key. That's going to affect Brian mentally. Give me Ed 4-2. What do you got here, Sanford? Non-stream, by the way.
Well, I mean, you brought up the light switching, and the thing is, you were mentioning with the Yepes game that Brian played him tough. And what is Yepes known for doing is light switching. So I think from that aspect, it's going to be a close one. I'm actually we know that Brian's been good for 2 wins this season. He's still looking at that offer. Give me Brian 4-3 on the upset.
Ryan in 7, a big upset from C. Samper right there. What do we got here, Brad? This is an interesting one.
I don't see enough for the upset though. Like I feel like DM's got this, but it's gonna be 4-2.
Brad gonna go with the old boss right there. You know, this is an interesting one. Brian, one of those 0-win players. We talked about it coming in, the big storyline. 3 out of 3 for tournaments of guys that made 0 or 1 win to the Final Four. The only problem is we're running out of people that have 0 wins, and we're running out of people that have 1 win. Not many. So that's the one caveat with this. That'll be an interesting storyline to follow the entire tournament. Is a little split decision there on Brian and Ed. All right, next game. This is going to be an intriguing game because it features one of our guys in the booth. How about this? Charles Sanford. All right, we'll have Charles Sanford coming in here. Got you, sure we'll get you next region. And for Sanford, last year, he made the Final Four, right? And you would think in this position, is Charles Sanford whereas he's not even ranked in the top 25. He's got a lot of work to do. But who does he play? Well, a potential, very, very interesting potential game. Austin Rodgers has a chance to get to 100 games. It's going to take a miracle, though. He's got to take the distance with Sanford. This is going to be closer than people think. I think Rodgers is going to play the low card stuff, but the problem is that Sanford, he's got the 6-card special. He knows how to play it. I know the CPU says Sanford in 7. Sanford can't predict this game. I'm going to go Charles Sanford wins this one in 6, but it's closer than people think. I think Austin Rodgers has a lot of improvement in him, but this is a tough draw, especially if Rodgers is trying to control a lot. I'm going to go Sanford in 6 as Sanford gives his analysis for this game. What do you got? Sandman, what do you got for this game? Just a preview, match preview. No prediction, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm gonna make sure that I don't overlook Rodgers. He's gotten a good win in the past. He's beat Gino before.
Yep.
He's beat Chomik. So I'm not gonna rule out that he can't do it. I'm not gonna go in thinking that I've got this, especially based on the way my season's gone. So I'm gonna just try my best, play a game I want to play on this one. Obviously need to get the win here so I can try and hopefully move into the top 25. Makes it the ironic part that I do kind of need a Ziemba win over there, even though I'm picking Brian to win. But yeah. Maybe trying to manifest what I'm saying will happen so I can get what I want to have happen. Maybe.
All right, I got you. A little bit of some old classic right there. All right, I want to go to Brad. Brad, your thoughts on this one? Should be a fun one with Sanford Rodgers potential 100 coming from good old Rodgers if he can get to 7. What do you think? Does that happen, or does Sanford finish it out? What do we got?
I don't know. Like, this is definitely another one of those games where, like, both of those players are hungry. This would be a big win, like a momentum building win for either player. But, whoa, it's like, give me Sanford in 7 because I'm not really sure.
Sanford in 7 should be a good one. Short, you're going to come in here. You've obviously streamed Sanford games in the past. You know Austin Rodgers, the coach. What do we think? Coach versus Sandman. Good game.
Oh God, I could just flip a coin right now, but I'll go out and say that I think, would you say game 7 Rodgers gets game 100?
Correct.
Yeah, I think he'll get that, but I think he will lose in that game 7, and Sanford will win it in 7. It's going to be I just have a feeling that it's going to be a real nail biter here.
Yeah, it's going to be a game. I think a playoff. We're going to say it a lot. There's so many playoff. I think this one, if Sanford wins this game, he keeps it rolling. If he loses, questions are going to be asked. If Rodgers wins this game, he's still got a long way to go, but it's a building block game. A lot can go on in this one. I think it's going to come down to Sanford basically says thoughts. We'll go to the chat real quick before we get the overall. Sanford 6 T4 is moving day. It's moving day at the old casino, right? There's no doubt. We're not going all in yet, but we're starting to go 3/4 of the way in on some of them ships. All right, let's go to the overview of the bracket. Remember, only 7 matches here. The only match with a 2 seed. As we go to the overview, 7 games here on the docket. As we'll have short pull that up.
Just a moment on that.
Okay, buddy. Appreciate that. One of the things I'm going to look for in this game, this region, the top guys. Matt Johnson, no idea. Cody's good. Oh, gosh. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sam, fill in the dead. I got to give Cody some info. Appreciate it.
Well, I mean, you look at some of the pods that we've got set up here, and you look at the bottom of towards the bottom of the bracket on this one. You've got a pod that has 3 former Super Leaguers, and you have Nam, Cap, Yepes all in the same pod. You've got kind of an old guard pod in the fact of you have me, Rodgers, Ziemba, Brian, everyone in that pod has been here since 2023 in some regard. So that's kind of an interesting pod in itself as well. You have former tournament winner in gold and in a pod of players trying to prove themselves. Mac in a pod that in theory could be winnable for the upset players. You have Seth, Hockey. I wouldn't say that they couldn't get the upset over Mac and see Mac go out early as a 1 seed again. or have another 1 seed go out in round of 32. So this could be a very intriguing region, just because there is a lot of upset potential because of how weirded out the bracket has become over the course of this year. So from that regard, I think I'm most looking forward to the Yepes pod there with Nam and Cap, trying to see which of those past Super Leaguers is the one that gets out of there and tries to make the deep run in T4.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. You look at the region, we got good old Canada versus New York, classic right there. Hockey South, Illinois versus New Hampshire with LaPlante Gold. Got PA versus Indiana, Logan Ellison, Tennessee Cali. Then we got with Sanford Rogers. We got Illinois, well, Wisconsin. We'll still keep Illinois. We're still in Wisconsin right now, but Wisconsin versus Texas with Ed Bryan. Then the old classic for Latvia, right? Just how he drew it up. And then Yepes with Venezuela versus New York. I would have said Yepes for sure, Nick, but that's a tough pod. That is probably the toughest pod of this region. All them players are former Super Leaguers or Super Leaguers from last year. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 former Super Leaguers, right? And we know a 6 is already confirmed with Matt going to Super League. So that's a pretty stacked pod, especially for even with the less people, there's still a pretty stacked pod of 15 players. That's going to do it for the Spade region. If you check out the screen right there, I want to shout out G. You put a bunch of Ace of Spades. You see it right there. You put a bunch of great filters on the old bracket base. You guys are going to enjoy that one for sure. Should be a fun one. We'll keep it going there. Text Cody right here now. So, hold on. Sorry about that. Could we get this soon? All right, so we'll move over. Thank you, Short, for that. Appreciate that. We'll keep it rolling. Spades region is done. Check out the polls. We'll move over to the clubs region, and that clubs region is going to start us off with the 1 seed. Of course, if you're keeping track at home, Mac's already a 1 seed. And this one should be obvious. This should be an obvious 1 seed right here. You know, we have to base it off a couple things. But just in case, that's why we got Sandman to explain some stuff. This 1 seed is none other than drum roll. The man, the myth, the legend, Myth. And for Myth, it's pretty simple. He was the only 1 seed to make a Elite 8, right? He was the last 1 seed left in the tournament. He was a top 6 ranked player entering this tournament. Of course, in Super League, he was a 6th ranked player. 7-3, 40-29. He beat out some other names to get this, but it makes sense. His T3 was very good. And we did have the KT treatment after KT made the good old T2 run in the Elite 8. He was still a 1. So this one makes sense. Sanford, anything to explain on this one for Myth getting the 1 for fans at home? I might be a little confused why. Go ahead, real quick.
Well, no, like you said, you pretty well covered it. For Myth, makes sense. He defended the idea that he had to buy Island last time better than any of the other 1 seeds. And just kind of made it to where it was pretty obvious that he would be in that spot, especially because he was someone that still stayed high up in the rankings. So Myth gets the second number 1 seed here, ahead of some other people, but definitely a worthwhile one and making sense for him to stay up here.
Yeah, Myth going to be in a good spot so far this season, looking to just build a little bit more as he keeps it going. So we'll go to that first official match now, and this first official match, boy, oh boy, it's another Classic 8-9. This one's an interesting one. It's going to be starting it off with a guy that had a tough loss. I would say one of the tougher losses in round 2 against Acosta. Acosta was the big killer last tournament. It was Yoshi, and Yoshi played his heart out, but it was just not enough in the old Tri-State battle. Big win for Acosta, tough loss for Yoshi. Looking to bounce back right here, make something happen. Now, who does Yoshi get? None other than Bowtie. And, you think, well, Bowtie lost to old Nick there, but Bowtie is just really sneaky at the end of the year, and that's what makes this game intriguing. You look at on paper, you think this would be Yoshi all day, but I don't think so. I'm going to go Yoshi in 7. This is closer than people think. Tail of tape, 2-3 versus a 2-3. True playoff game, one of the first few ones where I think loser's done in terms of just mentality-wise. There's still a chance, but it's big. It's big to get the win here. Masteron veteran. I'm gonna go Yoshi, but this is definitely an opportunity for either one. I know Mitt's lurking. As we'll go into, we got Yoshi here as well, but we'll go into Sanford and we'll go work our way around. Go ahead. I no problem, Brad.
Yeah, this is going to be an intriguing one to me, I think. It's another situation of one player kind of comes in with some momentum, the other one does not. On my, if I was to go off on my list, I would end up favoring Yoshi here. But something just kind of sticks out to me, I think. And for that reason, I'm actually going to say Bowtie 4-2. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Brad, you back or you still in? Brad might be. We'll go to short here. Short, real quick on this one.
Yeah, this is a coin flip, I'd say. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to go either way because we talked about it like privately as we were working through making sure all the graphics were good earlier. But this is such a it feels almost do or die big hinge game for both. If they have higher aspirations this season, this game is going to decide a lot of it. The only thing I can do is ask Yoshi heads or tails. Yoshi, heads or tails?
Yeah, Yoshi, go ahead.
Fine, I'll say heads again.
Okay.
Bo and Seven.
Classic. Anyway, it's the classic, right? We'll go over to Fitzwater, then we'll go to Yoshi's thoughts. Fitz, your thoughts on this game, real quick. Fitzwater, you're back. Fitzy?
He's on mute still.
Okay. Well, Yoshi, your thoughts on this one? Obviously, both sides. Oh, there's Fitzy. Here's Fitzy.
There he is.
Alright, my smart. You must be out of your mind.
I got nothing from that one.
I heard one sentence and then he muted again.
I heard
so.
you're out of your mind.
Fitzy might be a little distracted right now. A little distracted,
Not really.
to say the least.
You're kidding.
Well, Fitzwater.
Oh, there
Okay.
he goes.
All right.
Down to the audience.
classic KT. I got Clinton right there. Clint did that to me. All right, Yoshi, your thoughts on this game? We're both obviously both had a great player later in the season. That's the one thing to worry about. You're trying to get that tough loss to Acosta.
Yeah,
Second off.
so this match, I didn't know what seed I was gonna get because like I upset someone and then I got upset, so it was like kind of didn't know where I was gonna be. So I guess the 8 line, I'm not upset about it. Obviously, if I get this win, I get a big chance to get a really good win. But obviously this match I have to worry about first. So Bowtie is a good player. I feel like the times I've seen him play, he either plays really good or he's either like really good in the moment or he just sometimes just doesn't do well. So I don't know what to expect from him. I mean, I'm gonna assume the worst and expect him to put up a really good fight. I'm not gonna ramble too much because I mean, I haven't really been having the best season. I just trying to get wins as I go, and then if I don't, I'll just have to lay back a little bit, just not worry too much about winning because if you're so far away from Super League, it's like there's no point. You basically just be on house money. So, I mean, this is definitely a match where winning is gonna matter because if I don't want to rely on T5 to make something happen. So, it should be close. I mean, I don't know what to expect though because I feel like he just plays a certain way and I feel like if he doesn't get the cards, he just kind of struggles. So we'll see. To me, this is going to depend on what the bot gives both of us. I think it really depends on what we get on the table. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully, I win. So I can face Smith after quite a long time. The last time I played him was in Myths League, ironically.
So for
Appreciate
me,
Yeah, go for it, Brett.
oh yeah, so this is definitely one I feel either way. Like I really don't know. I feel like Bowtie and 7, just because Bowtie's the 9th seed and the 9th seed always wins. Like, but I really don't know what else is separating these two. This is gonna be a good game.
This is going to be a fantastic game. Thank you, Yoshi, for your thoughts. I mean, that's really what it is. Yoshi and 7 says, Monkey, it's going to be a game of just what will Bowtie bring to the table? He's one of the most unpredictable styles here. He'll just sometimes play whatever and it works out. And you just stick it to a wall and it works. It's kind of what's got his recipe for success, especially later in the year. Should be a good one. You can stay if you want, buddy. Feel free. Fitzwater's, who knows where he's at right now. If you want to stay on, go ahead, buddy.
We all know.
Yeah, next game, let's keep it rolling. You know, we go from the scene to the old table here is well, I'm not sure where to go with this one because this is the classic D1 game, I think. Starting it off with the gangster Peter Onjak. You know, Peter Onjak is a guy that hit or miss, top 25 player, but there's not a lot to write home about Peter Onjak this year. He's been good, but he hasn't been fantastic. And I think that's what gives the opening for this game for this next guy, Drip. Now, Drip got absolutely torched. We know Drip's story. He's the 70-hour animal, works crazy. Just still the fact that he makes time for this league is incredible, to say the least. This is the ultimate pro player game. You're not going to get much more of a pro player mindset than these two fellas right here. Look at the tail of the tape. Master on novice, 15th to 24th on the old resumes from last year. Peter a champion, of course. Drip believes he should be a veteran right now in the class system. This is a proven game. I'll go Peter in 7, but this is a tough one to predict, man. Both guys I think, have a lot of chips on their shoulder. Because of that, I'm going to go Peter. I think the light switching and the number efficiency is a little bit too much for Drip, who might be a little bit off kilter on distractions, but should be a good game regardless. What do you think, Sam? For a tough one, 4-13. This is definitely one of the upset potentials for sure on this bracket.
It's going to have upset potential, if only because any game that has Peter in it is going to have upset potential when Peter's the higher seed. It's going to come down to, can Peter disguise anything? How much is Drip going to have to fight off any of the number efficiency that Peter tries to play? I don't know what Drip's mindset's going to be, and that's why I can't really predict this to be a close game. I'm not going to predict it to be an utter blowout, though. Give me Peter 4-2. Kind of like a little bit of an underneath what the computer's saying, but I expect this to be a good game in each and every one of those 6 games.
All right. It's going to be one of the best. This is Sanford. What do you think, Brad? Tight one here between Peter and Drip. What do you think?
It's like another hard to predict one. I really don't know. Give me Drip. I'll take the upset. 4-2.
Going with
like
the cat. All right.
Like, yeah, Drip just has something here. Like, I'm not too high on Peter. Give me
Okay.
Drip.
Going for the upset with Drip, one of those 13-liners. All right. What do you think, Sor? Crazy game. We talked about this in the pregame. This is the ultimate D1 game. Pro player mindset. There's no doubt.
Pro players abound, and honestly, I mean, I would love to see Drip do his thing, get a win, because he's very capable. But I think I'm bang on with the CPU. I think Peter gets it done in 7.
Yeah, how locked in will Drip be? That's the one thing we have to look into.
That's the variable. Absolutely.
You don't know. He's got a lot going on. The fact that he even still makes time is a miracle, but we'll see what the polls say we get to later. Peter Drip, the classic 0-1. The old basement and the zero sugar should be a fun one. Now, this next game, you know, in any given tournament, you think about maybe one or two, maybe 3 players now that are just really solid in round 1. There's Corsar, there's KT, or when we had Ashley to an extent, really good in round one. This is one of those guys until last round. I was Jay Caesar. And Jay, it's not so much about what's happening maybe on the table, it's what's happening off the table. It's a little bit of a distraction for him. However, despite all that, he's still a top 25 ranked player, just barely. He's got some leverage on that resume. He's playing for, I believe, the third time this year. If Sanford can correct me, I'm not sure. I think it's third time. A D2 promotional player, which is Steven. This man has been the D2 slayer, though, to start the year. I know he's distracted. Steven's had nothing really going for him. Closer than people think. I think if this was a locked-in full Caesar, it's Caesar in 4 or 5. But because of this, I'm going to go Caesar in 7. He's got some stuff to work about on the table. That's the wrong score line. I'm going to go Caesar, so let's just say 4-2. That's on me. But regardless, I'm going to go Caesar in 7. Tougher game. +2 versus the old Yellow 6. Steven has not had a win. Of course, Caesar's had a good season so far. 4-3 versus an 0-3 player. Masteron rookie. What do you think, Sanford? Caesar usually rocks solid in round 1. Does that continue? Or is this a new trend of him losing? He needs this game for sure.
Oh, he definitely needs this game, especially considering, thanks to the MAC win, he finally now has a somewhat respectable resume for the first time in his career. You are right. It is the third one. He's got wins over gold. He's got wins over background. This would be his third one. He hasn't lost to a D2 player yet this year. For that reason, I'm going to still pick Caesar to win it despite it. I haven't really seen much out of Steven to really impress me, which is unfortunate considering he was the D2 champion, got the Super League berth because of that, and looked solid at least in Super League, but for whatever reason just hasn't clicked in the regular season. I guess I'll agree with the computer. I'll say 4-2 as well. I don't think Caesar's one to really blow out any of these D2 players, so there's that going for him.
All right, we'll go over to Brad. Brad, your thoughts on Caesar versus Steven? Could be an interesting one.
Yeah, I feel like Caesar takes it 4-1 though, because
Ooh, okay.
it's round 1 Caesar. I don't see Stefan making too much noise. It's Caesar. He's gonna win this.
How much noise from yeah, go keep it going.
Of course he does.
All right, gotcha, Brad. No problem there, buddy. Short, what do you think on this one?
We talked to Jay a lot, behind the scenes, A-team, do plenty of work with him, and have a lot of conversation. And there's just, that is true, by the way. But I think there's just a lot going on for him right now. Again, off the table, and I definitely think he can probably win it, but this is a gotta have it game for Steven. And I don't think, and I just find it hard to believe for someone that had to come back from down, because for those who didn't follow the D2 championship a season ago, this guy, he made 2 Final Fours in a row, kind of fell into the background, no pun intended, for the latter 2 tournaments. And he was in D2 championship, and because he had a good T4 to wrap it up, and he had to fight his way through losers bracket to make it to the championship, and had to beat background character twice, 2 best of 9s, if my memory serves me correct. Had to beat him in 2 best of 9s to win and to get that Super League berth. Like, if background had won one of those series, he would have been in Super League. Well, Steven was an early season player last year, and this year he's got to learn to play clutch like he did in that D2 championship. Give me Steven in 7.
With a little bit of heater, it could be his chance. There's not many chances really out there.
I think this is the best shot he would have at a player like Caesar, who's so consistent in round 1 like this. I think this spot is his best chance at any time.
It'll be an interesting game. Both guys need, in a sense, Steven needs to escape relegation. Caesar, he just got his first quad 1 win of his career, which aged well. thanks to Matt Johnson. This is so we got Caesar Salad in 7. Says Monkey, of course. Nick Caesar in 6. Yeah, Caesar's one of the toughest round one. It's going to be an interesting one. Who knows? It's going to be. Does Caesar use this distraction? Does he use this game as a distraction in a good way? I don't know. There's a lot to think about that one for sure. But should be a good one. All right, we'll move over to the next one. We'll move over to with the 2 seed here coming up, right? Sure, you got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the 2 seed, that's going to be on a bye. And, well, it's Brad, and I guess we're going to kind of spoil this a little bit. Sanford, help me out a little bit, because this is the one that maybe some people are going to question on this one. Go ahead. Explain why.
He's also the one guy out of the 7 people on the buy that did not need a buy.
Yeah, Brad. Go for it, Sanford. Go for it.
No, you can finish it. Go ahead.
And Brad got this spot mainly because he made a Final Four, right? He got a finale. And, well, 9-2 jump. But at the end of the day, who's the better option? Now, you're going to think, well, is there somebody like, I don't know, ranked higher? Well, remember, Ashley's not in the tournament anymore. There's no Gone. Who else was a threat? Gold was at 13, couldn't put up to it, so that's too high of a jump. Abion was a consideration, maybe, but not enough. So that's where Brad comes in.
Real mindset.
Brad, I don't think this is the worst thing because you've been on a lot of. I believe this is your 4th buy island. I think you and me have the most buy islands, so we can.
Well, it's the 4th if you count Super League.
Yeah, so you're used. You're used to this. Your thoughts on just taking a little chill pill and relaxing, seeing that you had some crazy games last round, though.
Because, like, in terms of resume, it's bad, but, like, I've not done well in the first round, honestly. It probably helps, because, like, if I do win, I'd be, like, a 15 seed, which is, like, that's not going to help me, really. Like, but if I lose, I lost to a 14 seed. That's my 3rd round one exit. That's really bad. Like, now if I lose, it's to a 7 or 10. So, like, yeah, people can say I don't want it, but, like, yeah, it's gonna hurt my win count, but, like, in terms of resume, it's actually good, because, like, even if I do lose, it'll be to a 7-10. No,
Yeah, bro.
No, it simply be the 15 seed. It's not that simple, okay? True.
No, I get where Brad coming from, though. I get where Brad coming from because if he wins that game, it's just a quad 4 win. If he loses, oh boy, right now you got to hope they make a run. I get where he's coming from. I could see that poker mindset. Is that right,
I just
Brad?
lost to a 15 seed pack, so, like, I don't want another one.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I get where Brad coming from, though. I get where he's coming from on that. I get.
The weather's actually gonna be decent. I could go to the beach after my finals are done.
Yeah, Brad. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
You know, just enjoy yourself a little bit, right? Chill out, go out on the beach, play with some sand. You know, build a sandcastle, and then go to the casino, right? Classic.
No. Right?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm not.
All right. Well, interesting there from Cody.
Apologize in advance. Thank you, Josh Crash, for crashing my Discord. Thank you. I was gonna say to Charles, he was out of his mind picking Bowtie to beat Yoshi. I got news for you.
What?
Yoshi's gonna win 4-1.
Look at the history of 9s and 8s in this league.
Yeah, like 9s are great. 9 is a good seed. to
I
I'm
have.
just-
sorry, I don't care about the 9 and 8.
Also, that's good with being
What
a
have
2
I seen
seed.
Bowtie do?
When I'm a
Nothing.
2
What has Yoshi
Zilch.
done?
Yeah.
What was that, Brad? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Proves my point.
Also, with being a
That
a 2
Bowtie's
seed,
washed.
because I'm a 2 seed, it'll be good because I won't
This
get
was
the
Bo's
9
best tournament a season ago.
It just fits. You know, that's how he does it. But what was that, Brad? Go ahead.
Well, because I'm a 2 seed, I won't get a 9 seed next round. So I won't
That's
have the
true.
9 seed curse.
Well, the 9 seed usually is only really good round 1 anyway. Anything beyond that is bonus.
We'll see. We'll see where Brad stacks up. Don't think it's the worst thing I'm going to buy. And We'll see what he can do. Let's move on to his matchup here. It'll be an interesting one. We'll go over to his matchup. It'll be the old 7 line with 10. And as of now, this is the only player in the league for round 1 that has a actual milestone guaranteed. That's going to be Stingray. Stingray had 98 games in his career. You know, Sting has had a ridiculously weird season. He was hot, then he wasn't hot, then he lost the art, and then hasn't really been seen since. But this is a tough one because he's playing Radden. Radden is the only guy in the league that has 2 strikes right now. That's the problem. Is all it's going to take is one forgetful thought from Radden. This is a DQ, and that's what I'm worried about this game. Will Radden show a little bit? But regardless, I think Sting needs this more. This is a 100 start coming up in game 2. I can't see Stingray fumbling this one, especially in the sense that he could have a rematch with Brad from last year, which was a great game. I'm going to have to go Stingray here 4-2. I think the fact that he's from Nevada, this has a lot of that jackpot theme going. I think he's got a little bit of a home table advantage, slight home table. I'm going Sting. What do you think, Samper?
Yeah, I like Sting for the home table or the home advantage here a little bit with the theme. You kind of previewed where my thought process is going a little bit. Give me Sting in a DQ.
Okay.
Sting in a DQ! That's a heater!
I don't think this one gets played.
Oh, boy.
Dick crossed out Sting 1-0.
Honestly,
I saw what you did there, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah, give me Sting 1-0. Yeah,
Sting
that's
1-0.
Sting 1-0. Sting 1-0.
Give me Sting 1-0.
Sting 1-0.
What do you think, Brad? If this gets played, your opponent, Brad, what do you got?
I'm gonna assume this actually happens, but Stingray still wins.
Sting, Brad, again.
Under
That's
the
gonna be
assumption
something.
it gets played, I'm going with
4-1.
CPU.
4-1. Okay, CPU. Okay.
If
Get
this
the-
actually
Imagine
get
if the
this
does-
right ready.
CPU predicted a DQ.
Yes. If this plays, I'll say Sting sweeps. But
Sting sweep.
Yeah.
1-0.
Sting's lead. I mean, Art wants that strike. He wants to throw the hammer. What do you think, Fitzwater? Thoughts on this one, Sting Red? Fitzwater?
This is true. That's something you should
yeah.
consider.
that is true.
Yoshi, yeah, Rad did take Myth 7. So he's no slouch if he shows up.
He's just got a show, yes.
Back here.
What?
Raiden wins in a sweep.
What?
What?
Whoa!
Did he just say what I think he said?
Oh, yes,
See,
he did.
Raiden went to this. What reason is that? That's a heat check of all time.
Care to elaborate, or is that...
Alright, you want a reason why?
Yeah?
What has Stingray done?
Oh my god.
Answer my question. Fast Life fought
What has Radden done?
nothing. Absolute washed. I've seen this game plummeted in a while.
You
So
know,
Guess Stingray
I
can win a DQ.
It's just
You must be
saying
out
shit.
of your mind.
You just be saying shit.
I can't exactly argue against the what has Sting done.
No, what is
Sting is
what-
0-1 quad 1, 0-1 quad 3, and 3-1 quad 4.
Let's
Gonna be an interesting
And the
one.
one
if it
L
gets
in quad
played.
4 is Tom.
Oh god. Had to throw it on.
yeah,
had
look,
to throw the shade.
look at this. Even they finished it next to each other on the finish positions last season. 39
30
versus
something's got to
40th.
give. Something's got to give. You never know. You never know. It could be a case of maybe Radden one day shows up and plays like Radden that he played against Myth. But
I'll say this is the beauty of parity, where you can go from a 7-10 game being the game of the round, 2 former Super League players to this.
yeah, welcome to the hot and cold theory on that one. Anyway, yeah, it will be an interesting game. We'll see if we get that one off on time. That's really got to say on that one. All right, next game, 3:14 coming up. 2 more games to go. We'll keep 3:14. Is it 3:14 or 6:11?
Yep. 3-14.
3-14? Oh, okay. 3 seed coming in hot is going to be Abion. Obviously, Abion, top 4 finish there. Obviously, we all know what happened when he was up 4-0 and couldn't finish deal in the Final Four. Did get the P3 medal. And he's had a good season so far regardless. He's had good wins. He's been consistent. Sure, he's got the DQ out. It's holding him back. He's the last guy in. He's on the bubble in 16th spot. Versus someone that's had not much luck all season. M has been all over the map. I'm going to say Abion wins this one 4-2. I haven't seen enough from M. Even though she's been playing better. She didn't play this tournament last year. Tail of tape is pretty simple. +4 and 6. Abion's 5-3. 27-20 versus M, who needs a win, but I just don't see it. I'm going to have to go Abion here in 6. What do you got here, Sanford?
I'm going to get in this one.
All right, Fitzwater.
When last time Abion won? It's been a while. He is the master of the choke job. More heat checks. And wins 4-1. I really don't see Abion coming back from this if he chokes again.
Okay, you know what? I can see that for the meltdown theory.
I can see that happen again.
You're gonna that'd be something, man. Double meltdown.
Nah, man.
What do you think, Sanford? What do you got? I could see it, but that'd be a crazy one.
That would be crazy. I mean, the problem of picking M to win anything is that they have 2 career wins, although granted those are against Gold and Brad somehow.
Yeah, it's
so I mean, maybe from that aspect, M plays this one tough. Give me Abion just because for whatever reason KT's got this mystical thing of being able to pull rabbits out of his hat with his resume. So I guess Abion gets it done from that aspect. I'll say 4-3. M at least gets into 7.
I mean, Brad, your thoughts on this one? Abion, M here. What do you got?
Yeah, I agree. Like, Abion's gonna win, but M makes it close, 4-3. Like, this is not gonna be easy for Abion because, like,
All right, Brad going with the in 7. Fitzwater went with what? M4-1. What do you got short here?
I'm going opposite. Abion 4-1. I can't trust M. I mean, if she's I should say if she's sober, maybe 4-2, but nah, I don't think she wins it.
That'd be interesting to say the least. M's last win was against Brad over here.
It was against
against Brad, yeah.
Last year.
T2. That's crazy. Came back from 3-2. That's crazy. Long time. We saw Costa get the winless streak broken. Some other people. Ellison. Anything's possible, but it'd be definitely a you bet the long shot here. Probably plus 10,000 odds on this one. All right, the last game. You go for it, Brad?
and like you wonder why I don't want to play round 1.
Brad playing his percentages. All right. Anyway, last game right here. This is going to be a really good game, though. We may have saved the best one for last in this region. We're going to start it off with Ghost. You know, Ghost has been consistent, but he's been inconsistent. He almost reminds me of last year, right around this 4-5 win mark, top 25 player, just outside top 25, top 20, 21st, right behind Tapir. We talked about that in the old Super League day. But this is a tough match because this is Arya, and Arya doesn't mind playing quick. This is a tailor-made matchup for both players, in my opinion. Both players can play quick, fast, decisive. It's pocket ones, red 1 versus green 1. Stream game. Something's got to give. Ghost Arya. I'm going to go with the upset here. CPU's going with it. Arya 4-3. I'm going to agree. This is Arya's chance. I'm going to say this right now. It's a playoff game for Ghost more than Arya because Arya's kind of in no man's land away. If Arya can't win this game personally, when is the time? Because when Sanford and I did this match, We both thought this is a tailor-made match. If you can't get it done in a similar play style, then when's the time? So I'm gonna have to go a little bit of a heater right there. An Arya challenge. Can't you get it done? I'll go for the Arya. Closer game than people think. What do you got, Sanford?
I'm going to agree with you.
Fitzwater, let's do it.
I'm
Sorry,
going,
What do you got,
Chief.
buddy?
I'm going to
on the
agree
road.
with
I'm
you
going
on
on the
this
road in the
one.
ventriloquist deck. What do you think?
Bring the Bibles with you.
What?
All right, buddy. You got it.
I got Arya winning 4-2 regardless. So I'm going to agree with KT on this one.
Okay. I said 7. Sanford, what do you think?
I don't think I've picked an upset yet from this region, other than picking Bowtie to win. So from that aspect, yeah, give me Arya. I'll say Ghost has been a little bit of a slump. I'm actually gonna say Arya 4-1.
Oh, a little heater from Sanford. Okay, Brad saying, what do you got, Brad? Goes 4-2. This would be a good short film. Talk to me, explain a little bit more, Brad. Go for it. Brad? I think Brad may get a little bit of dinner or something. No worries. Short, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. This, like you said, tailor made. This one's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna come at you quick unless Arya wants to go pace management. But I'll be once we have a time and a host for the stream, I will be setting an over under and for it, and to Pierre, this is really tailor made for drives. I'm just saying. But in that case, I'm not with the CPU. I think Ghost will. He's the fastest in the West. He's going to keep proving that he's the fastest and the best. 4-3 Ghost.
What are you, rhyming tonight? That was good. Anyway.
Apparently so. I never intend to, but you know what happens.
Yeah, that's right. We'll do rhyme and dime. Already.
That's only if the game probably gets played at 10 p.m. I'm just saying
know
it's
that's
got
not gonna
drives
happen.
Oh,
written all over it.
I was going to rhyme and dime, but I didn't realize it's getting pretty. We're only on region 2. Jesus Christ.
Damn it. End of region
anyway.
2.
Yeah, end of region 2. We'll go to the recap. Pocket ones, though. 12th versus DMP. Already did get a medal, but that was 2 years ago. How times have changed. Let's go to the review here. The region, it's pretty simple. G's got the nice club region. Yeah, I know they look like trees, but it's meant to be a golf course. That's what he told me. That's what he explained. I get where he's coming from on the old
Okay.
two of clubs. But we got Bowtie Yoshi. We got the classic NJ versus Virginia. Got the old Illinois versus Cali with Peter Drip. Brazil versus Canada. There you go. It's a good classic South America, North America right there. Cali versus New York, a Ghost Aria. Abion M with Indonesia versus Kentucky. And then classic Turkey versus Nevada, just like we drew it up. A lot of foreign flair here, a lot of interesting names. I don't know, Sanford. Who do you have the edge on? Who's the favorite? You would think, actually, in my humble opinion, in this case, I actually like Brad here. I think Brad could be the favorite only because Nick's going to have to go through some hell off top. I think that's my thought with Peter in there, potentially Yoshi and Drip. I think even Bowtie. I think it's a little bit tougher up top. I think Brad's seen some of these players before. What do you got?
I think this could be a wide open region. If he can get through the first round, I actually think I like Heater best to make the deep run, maybe even get out of the region.
Peter Anja, a little bit of a heater. Peter the heater. We'll find out. We'll see how much that temperature's turned up. For sure.
I mean, because you've got Caesar, you've got
yeah, for sure.
he's got Caesar. It's a winnable game there. Can play a little bit of a classic matchup. Myth plays quick and low. That's a winnable game for him. And then you never know what he gets on the bottom half there for the Elite 8 or Established 8.
We'll see how it goes. It'll be an interesting region. I think a lot of people control it. It is a wide open region. I will agree with Sanford right there. All right, we'll move over now. We move into that from the clubs over to the diamonds and the rough, the diamonds region, and boy, oh boy, what a region this is going to be. You know, it's. I don't have the logo right now, but I'll just put diamonds right now when we get the stuff in there. So put diamonds there. We'll get the stuff later. But the Diamond Ring was started off with the 1 seed on a bye, of course. This one makes complete sense to be on a bye. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the number 1 player in this league right now as we stand. It's Monkey Boy. Once again, hard to believe we're even at this point. He's been a 1 seed in his career. He's done a great job this season. I don't got much to say. I think he's just been able to run it clean and have a good resume, build up the wins, really just enjoy a time off and see you in round 2. That's all I really got. What do you think, Sanford, before we move on to the actual matchups? Thoughts on Monkey Boy?
Yeah. Monkey number 1. Can't really say anything against him when he's the number 1 player, so just gotta hope if you're Monkey, you gotta hope that he's gonna live up to it. We've seen him struggle with some top seeds. We've seen him do well in top seeds. So it's gonna be almost like a coin flip on how well he does. He's got a favorable path, I think, here, but at the same time, it's got some landmines in it early on too.
There are some landmines in early on it, and we're gonna go right to Monkey here if he's still here. Is he still here? Yeah, Monkey, your thoughts on just being the number 1 overall senior Region 3, obviously. It's been a good start to the year. I'm doing my thing, he says, or with a little bit of classic tomfoolery. And Monkey says he's doing his thing. Man, we'll see. He really has been doing his thing. He'll get the 8-9 line, and practice makes perfect. All right. All right. Should be a good one, though, for Monkey Boy as he moves in to Bye Island. Well, who will he get on that 8-9 line? This is going to be a classic history moment, the old timeline match. You know, there was a time where these two guys were in the control room about, I don't know, give or take 20 months ago, 19 months ago, figuring out who needs to be that last guy. And we'll start off with Clay Wolf. Let's not forget Clay was the guy to be in that mix for that 10th spot in Super League 2023. And Clay's had an interesting season. He's been hot and cold. There's been wins and flashes of brilliance, and then he's just been getting swept by Lara or Rivera Gold. Straight hot or cold season for for Clay. And that 10th spot he was trying to go up against was Lamas. This is an interesting one. Lamas moving up a couple lines. Clay and Lamas both know that this was a game that, let's face it, theoretically, both these players, you know, they should have had something cooking. They really should have had something cooking back in 2023, but now that's kind of over with. Man, this is a tough call. You know, part of me wants to say this is all day Clay Wolf to win this game because he's got the motivation factor for sure. But Cody, at the same time, he has nothing to lose, and that's when he usually plays well. So I'm going to actually go Lamas here. There's the tail of the tape. I think Clay is someone that he's just been prone for some small mistakes, and Lamas is a guy, he doesn't make many mistakes, but he's also an unusual style, and I think the unusual style is going to prevail here. They both know each other from a far distance, too. A lot of respect here. So I'll go Cody 4-3. Tail of tape, Master on Master, 1-3, 4-3, 28th and 34th. Both have a medal 2 years ago. Should be a good one. I think both know what they're doing. What do you think, Sanford, Clay? Well, another 8-9. Here we go again, picking these.
Yeah, but this one I'm actually going to be honest. I have no clue how to pick this one because my heart would say Lamas just because Lamas has done more in his career, but he's had such a rough season and considering his only wins over Lara. Both need this game very much. Give me Clay 4-3, I guess. I'll go against the computer here and I'll pick an 8 seed.
All right, we'll
By
go.
the way, you haven't posted it in the June release.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the thumbnail. You're good. Fitzroy, you want to say somebody? Oh boy.
Oh, the CPU is abs. This is Venezuela drug gang.
What?
What is it?
There's no way this is going to 7. I am going Cody and a llama sweep a doodle.
What is going on?
Yo, KT, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, live from the gated community. If Cody Lamas was in here, would he pick heads or tails?
He'd probably
what?
pick tails. Stupid gated community joke.
4-3 Clay.
Okay. What do you think, Brad? Cody or Clay? What do we got?
Give me Cody Lamas in 6 because he's a 9 seed. And I feel like, yeah, but also like I feel like Cody needs this win, and like he needs this bounce back win, and I think he's gonna get it. I don't care about the coin, okay? Doesn't matter.
All right, Brad. Brad and I on the llama train. We got Fitzwater with the llama sweep. Oh boy. What is going on here? Sweep a doodle doo. KT says moo. Anyway,
Spitting bars again. Oh no.
Oh
Oh no.
The only problem is I think we can only clip that if it's on Twitch and we're on YouTube.
I think I can find a way. Give me a second.
There is a clip tool on YouTube.
Anyways, next game. Next game.
Yeah, next game. Yeah, we'll keep it rolling here. Cody Clay Classic. Well, we got this one's an interesting one. Starting it off with a guy that's been really just doesn't care at this point. It's his last season. It's been well done. Vapor, nothing to lose, nothing to really gain. He's going out there just soul sending every time. Right? He has nothing to lose. Good start to the year. 5-3. Just the first guy out of Super League. He's in a good position. He usually heats up at the end of the year. He's getting somebody in Jenna who has been just wildly inconsistent. I have not seen much from Jenna all season. Vapor, he's got more free time availability now, which is really good for him. I think because he's got a little bit more free time, he's usually a better guy in non-stream games. I'm going Vapor 4-2. CPU has Vapor 4-2 as well, so I'm going to stick with it. Tail of Tape, Master on Rookie, 5-3, 1-3. Battle of the Green Cards, 21-82. 20th and 21st, it was their respective finishes last year. I'm going Vapor in 6. What do you got, Sanford?
Yeah, I'm going to somewhat agree with the computer here. I don't know why, but I just believe in the Vapor right now. It's final year. Something's clicking this year. He's got that. Even last year, he had that never losing round one thing going for him. So too much Vapor. Give me Vapor in a sweep.
Oh, Sanford with a little heater. Okay. A little toasty there from Sandman. What do you got? Fitzwater, what's up, buddy?
Okay, so I'm Fitzwater. I'm just gonna say Vapor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
Fitzwater. Just kidding.
That was
But,
good,
like,
Brad.
I think Vapor wins this 4-1. Like, I just haven't seen much of Jenna. So, like, I just think Vapor wins.
I got you. What do you think, Short? What do you got?
I like Steven. This is a gotta have it kind of game, but this is not play. You're playing Vapor, who's going all in every time. No pun intended to the Jackpot June theme. I'm straight on the CPU.
All right, yeah.
Brad does suck at being Fitzy. That's very. You know what? Best heat check guards had all night. Best heat check guards had all night.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes though for these two. Now, who will they get will be interesting. This is one of 2 5 seeds that are going to be an intriguing one to say the least. We're going to keep it going here. This 5 seed, well deserved though. Probably the greatest story other than Matt Johnson was Acosta last tournament. What a run he had. Unbelievable. From the basement to the top 4, I think Acosta is ready to improve a point here. Top 25 player coming in here at 3-3. He's getting a guy in Andreas Allen who has been all over the board. Let's just call it that. He has been probably one of the most intriguing people off the table, to say the least. I don't know where to pick. It's pocket 9s. This is a tough one because the problem is Acosta never wins games in 5 or 4. So I think it's just Acosta. He might become the new pack. The long's run up. This has got to go 7. I'm going to go Acosta in 7. But this is going to be a game where I think fundamentals comes to key. Acosta has struggled a little bit with fundamentals. This is his first time being a home game ever. For that reason, Allen's going to play a little more inspired, but I got Acosta in 7. I got to stick with it. What do you think here, Sanford?
I'm going to disagree. Like you said, I mean, both these players struggle on the fundamentals in a way. So for that and the fact that for that reason and the fact that Acosta doesn't play short games, give me Allen 4-3 on a botched play by Acosta.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's a spicy take right there. What do you think, Brad? Acosta, Allen? Who knows?
Ooh, I don't really know much about either player this season, but like another one that could go either way, like you said. I feel like it's gonna go 7 and heads or tails.
Oh, jeez, tails, Brad. I don't know.
Actually, just kidding. Give me
Yeah.
Acosta.
All right, Acosta. In 7-6, what we got, Brad? Brad?
What?
And how many games, Brad? I'm sorry. What did you say? Acosta.
I
and
said
what?
in 7.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Coin
Fizzy's
flip
trying to...
generally means they win in 7.
Yeah, I'm just trying to speak and get Fizzy's trying to speak. My bad. Go ahead. Short, real quick.
Yeah, I could definitely see the misplay, but I don't think it's going to affect him as hard. I think it's Acosta in 6.
Costa in 6. Yeah, this game is going to be similar, I guess, with just how locked in are both players going to be. Because Acosta has never even sniffed the top seed. Allen is who knows where. This is going to be a crazy game. I don't know. Lakers. Oh God. Monkey, what is that? A beam Hasim Adine, Hasim in 5. Oh, crazy. You're crazy, buddy.
You might have had a better shot of pulling that off if you would have gone a beam, Hasim, a dream.
Ooh, call me Hakeem. Anyway, regardless, that's an inside joke. Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the greatest. But anyway, all good there. We'll keep it rolling. So we move over now as we go from the pocket nines back to the 2 line, right? If I'm not mistaken, Short.
Yeah.
All right, back to 2 line, and this 2 line is a guy that what are you doing? I'm gonna pretend you didn't see that.
Things broke.
Uh-oh.
Are we good?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, it's G. Anyway, G on the 2 line. Not much to say about G other than we know a little bit what happened behind the scenes. Sanford and I kind of know what happened, say, doing some of the old Magic quad stuff. Yeah, interesting for him to be on a bye, especially what we know now. I don't think he's gonna mind it though. At the end of the day, he's kind of on a world tour anyway. So I'm gonna go. G's gonna enjoy himself. Maybe I'll go 2 or 3 yacht trips. I think is fair. I think 2 or 3 yacht trips in the Hudson. So what do you think, Sanford? How many over under on that?
Yeah, there's probably gonna be one.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, gotta relax a little bit. Do whatever it takes to relax.
Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't got much here. I mean, it's G. We'll see who he plays. That's pretty much all I got on that one. All right, so we'll start to the first real match. G, though, tournament winner. We know he's going to Super League. He'll enjoy his little time off in Bye Island. This is an interesting game, this 7-10 match. I think it'll be a fun one because you started off with Goldie. Goldie has been, I mean, up and down, right? Really up and down. Had a great win over Drip and then lost the Myth and Classic Myth Uno. And then you got Leah in here. This isn't the first rodeo for Leah in an all-female matchup. Let's not forget against Aria where she took care of business in 7. This is a tough game. There is an opportunity out there because of the fact that G is out there. Stream game, really tough one to call. You know, I'm usually not a person to go with these so-called rookies, as I say, because now I feel like they're starting to get more. This is the time to really see if the experience comes into play. I'm gonna go Leah here. Goldie gets it done over Leah in 7. I'll go with the CPU. This is a tough one though because this can go either way. This is our toss-up 7-10 compared to Sting Radden. I'm gonna post it in a second. Just give me a second. I'm gonna go Goldie here. Sanford, you did. I know we got Leah coming up here in a second. But your thoughts on this one? This is a tough one. This is probably one of the more interesting 7-10s of the call for sure.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that the peer thinks this one's going to manage to go 4-4 in a best of 7.
What?
That's part of the joke, dog.
Oh man, my mind's starting
It's
to
part
lose
of
at
the
this
joke,
point.
man.
No, you didn't say that. That didn't
Is
happen.
it Brandon what? Brandon
I will
what?
say Leah did manage to predict her seed exactly correct. Even if she didn't try and guess who she was going to play. So I guess since she decided she was able to do that, and I don't think Goldie won the last time they had the home field, I'm going to go with Leah for 2.
Leah 4-2. Okay, Brad, what do you got on this one?
Let's see. I feel like let's go 7 because like I'm really not super high on either one, but like at the same time, the one of this one could go far. So I will say Goldie and 7.
Goldie and 7. All right, going with the CPU and the boss. What do we got, Short?
It's gonna be a close one. I think for all these rookies again, it's gotta have it again. And I think Goldie's shown flashes. I think she's capable of pulling this one. But I'm going to side with Team Drives, Leah 4-3.
Okay. We'll bring Leah up here. Oh, is Fitzwar trying to get on stage? No, I don't even know. Anyway. Okay, never mind. He probably talking about Josh Crash or something. Anyway, Leah, you want to come on stage? Feel free. It's your game. Let me know. Monkey says Leah and 7. Okay. We'll see. Sure, we'll do the invite stuff. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. Winner will get G. Rookie on novice, set 3 and 3-2. I think a playoff game, Sanford, to say the least. This is definitely a playoff game. Losers. Leah definitely needs. We know the resume. It's been well done. Goldie, in a sense, needs this as well, just to get some momentum. So definitely a playoff game. We'll see if Leah wants to come up. If not, all good. We'll keep her rolling.
We got. It wasn't because we ordered that.
Okay then. Well, we'll keep that one going. We'll see if Leah wants to talk about her match. We'll get that a little later. Regardless, though, we'll move on to the next game. We'll wait for Leah. Once she comes in, we can just recircle back. This next game, have a lot of things to say about this next game because you started off with a guy that has probably one of the most impressive turnarounds in league history. Lane Sanders has been just something, man. It's been for a guy that's been loud in the past to have this quiet consistency, this humility about him that we may have never seen ever in his career, and maybe as a person, is insane to think. But that's where Lane's head's at right now, and I have to respect it. And because of that, against Zach, who unfortunately is just, I don't know, he coming back, wasn't his fault. That was Spartos' fault last round. Lane has just been quietly consistent. He's got a lot of quad 3 and 4, but if you're going to have that resume, you got to go out there and walk the walk and talk the talk. Because of that, I think this actually goes 7. The old 7-2. Not the best in poker, but in Uno is just right. Lane did get a podium here last year in Final Four. I'm going to have to go Lane Sanders in 7, though. I think Zach will put up a fight, but this is too much Lane train all day. What do you got here, Sanford?
Yeah, it's always hard to be on Zach's side in terms of predicting him to win. He's got the one win at least, so he's got that. But the problem is, I feel like he's going to need to get another one to get out of the relegation battle. And the problem is Lane's been a quad 4 merchant this entire year. So I'll take Lane, and assuming this ends up being a normally played game, I'll actually say it's Lane 4-2.
Lane 6, okay. Brad, what do you got here? Lane been quietly consistent. What are we thinking?
Let's see. I feel like, yeah, Lane's been doing good. I know Zach beat me, but like, I feel like Zach could make a run here, but Lane 4-3.
Going with the CPU and the boss. All right, no worries. Short, what do we think here on this one?
Heat check hard. This is gonna be an interesting one. I mean, I obviously saw what Zach did against Brad. he has potential to pull this upset off. And honest to God, I mean, Lane's been consistent, but again, and I said this last tournament, he just needs a big win. And I feel like if he doesn't get that, he's gonna be he's gonna be between a rock and a hard place come T5. Give me Lane in 7, but I can definitely see Zach pulling it off. I'm on either side on this one, really.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Lane, he's had one of the easiest SOSs of the year, and when's that challenge going to be, Sanford? It could be this next game, but it's a risky proposition because let's go to that 6-11 game, and here's why. There's the Steeltay veteran novice with Zach and Lane. This is a game that is going to be, hey, I've seen this one before. It's a classic. You're going to see why. We're going to start it off with Andy. Obviously, Andy had that dreadful loss to Ellison. Was not his best, just did not have it. And then to come in here and try to make a run, this is a tough draw because Camaro, I know he's had probably one of the worst scheduling appearances of the year in round 1, March Madness, against his own fellow statement in Sanford. He's going to have to do it again and just schedule in the same time zone. I mean, if he can just do that, he's going to make a really serious threat here. But for that reason, I think this is Andy's time. I think Camaro, as much as I think he's got something left in the tank, I can't see it. We've seen this movie before with Sanford. We've seen this one. I'm going to have to say Andy gets the Golden State Battle Part 2. Camaro doesn't get the second one. What do we got here, Sanford?
Yeah, as much as I'd want to say that Camaro can get this one done, the only reason why he got the win the other time was because
hours late.
It was played 11 hours after it was supposed to have been played. So, yeah, give me Andy 4-1 on any normal, as long as there's nothing abnormal about it.
Brad, your thoughts on this one? Camaro versus Andy, in-state battle, Cali on Cali.
Ooh, give me Andy 4-2. I just don't trust Camaro enough to make a win here.
All right, Brad going with the boss and the CPU. Okay. Short, what do you got?
This tournament last year is the reason Camaro's here. He didn't really impress outside of that, apart from playing in the championship. Give me Camaro in 7. I think this is his time. I think we didn't see much from him last year, logistical headaches aside. But I genuinely think like if he can get out going early, I think he's got a shot. I'm gonna take him in 7.
All right, going with the upset.
Happens, my resume thanks you.
If
that happens, my resume thanks you.
Charles Sanford went for the jugular right there. He didn't give 2 craps. He just went for it, man. No, I get it. And that's what you got to be doing. You got to be scoreboard watching now. You have to. It's that time of year. Now's the time to start thinking about it. No doubt. I get you. I understand completely. But no, it should be a good game. Let's go to the region overview here. This one, you got Monkey up top, right? That's going to be the big one, I think. Can Monkey control the region? Does Monkey need to get to the Final Four? We'll see. Oh, I don't have it on me. Hold on. Circle. There we go. We'll see if he wants to go far. Maybe just an E8 for Monkey. Think about getting that 9th win. Maybe that's enough, right? At this rate. Gerard, we already know, is locked in. I think I'm going to call a hot take here. I'm actually going to go with...
Oh.
What?
Short?
Huh?
You get the challenge up from last tournament.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Hey, thanks, Brad. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm actually going to go with a hot take here. I'm going to think Asim Acosta can control this region. There's something to be said about this guy who likes to play the long games. I think he's controlling it, honest to God. Maybe I'm smoking that copium, that resume copium, but I'm going to go to Acosta. I'm going to go with a gamble. What do you think here, Unc? Who do you think controls it?
Say Short or me?
You, Unc. Sanford.
All right. I'm going to go on the same vibe, different player.
Damn,
Give me Lane to get out of this region.
Lane? I like that one. Lane is a guy that he kind of needs it. He does need it, and if he sees G, especially, he's not really friendly with G. That's the one guy that he wouldn't mind playing. That's true. That's true. Lane has told me that privately in the past. So you never know. Lane could be it. But what do you think, Brad? Who do you think can get out of here now that you're not in this region? Who do you think?
I really don't know because this could be literally anyone's game. Like I could see a lot of people making it out of here. I really don't know.
Brad doesn't know. Sure. Anything to talk about, or are we going to move on? What do you got? Anything?
Good to move on. I gotta catch up the polls.
All right, no worries. All right, let's move on. Final region. Andy, okay, Monkey, real quick. It better not. Yeah, okay, I can respect that. I thought you were going to go with the Camaro. Camaro sweep that. But you Charles Sanford would probably maybe forgive you for that study guide tear. If that happens. I don't know.
If Camaro actually made a Final Four run, that would be amazing.
The study guide tear is over, Monkey. You can get some cookies and cream. Anyway, regardless, let's move forward. This number one plate. Well, number one plate. It's getting late. Number one region here. Number 4 region. Number 1 player. The old 1 seed. Well, who's it going to be? Well, none other than the old March champ. It'll be Nick, of course. Nick, the silver medalist in the last Super League poll. We'll have that as well. We got those. If you noticed in the releases, there's the little medals right there. So Nick on Bye Island. 8-2. He's already into the BKK. He's kind of enjoying some first class entertainment, to say the least. That's all I can really say with Nick. And he's just enjoying Bye Island. I don't got much to say. Nick, your thoughts on this real quick? Got the 1 seed. Probably expected. Anything you wanted to add, go ahead. Feel free. You don't got to come up since you're on a bye. Oh, if you want. Yeah, actually, why not? Yeah, it's up to you. It's a bye. You just type it out. All right, go ahead, buddy. Thoughts on a Bye Island? Go ahead, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say. Just wanted to come up and say it feels good to be on bye. I'm not really hunting for anything in terms of resume or nothing. Just got to keep momentum up heading into Super League season.
Good old scoreboard watcher, enjoy the scoreboard watching.
Yeah. Just watching the scoreboard, I got 8 wins on the year. Gonna have to watch all those people carefully.
Yeah, check on the old resume, check it off. You like Santa Claus? Saint Nick, there you go.
Yeah, checking the list twice.
Yeah. Is that beer good? That mountain beer good after that hiatus? That mountain beer growing after you took that time off?
Yeah. I've grown the beard out. Come
we
back
got
up very,
playoff
very
beer
well.
going? Well, no, the joke was after the Monkey, he didn't want to see the table for a while, so I told him to hit the mountains, enjoy yourself. And he's going to shave it. Don't worry, Art. He's on Bye Island. He'll shave it off. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Classic.
Yeah, for now, I'm letting it grow out.
All good. That'll come playoff time. Well, Nick, you can stay here because this will be your matchup. And, something about this match and just this is probably the 8-9 game you want to be on. This is going to be a great game. We're starting it off with background character. And for background, a really weird season. Consistency has been rewarded for background characters. Sure, it hasn't been maybe the top 25, got out of it. But it's been a solid season. One of those D2 promoters, of course, we talk about it. Man, something about Christian Tago and good games on this. This is back-to-back damn good games. Tago versus background. I still think Nam Captain may have the edge only because of, as the games we've seen, because that game is just ridiculous. This is very close. A lot can happen here. Background's looking to prove a point. Tago, he's in desperate mode. We know Christian Tago, the likes of Brock, Allen, even Cap last year were really good in T5. We know we'll get to their home base next tournament. But Tago's got to make something happen here. For that reason, it's going to be close. But I'm going to go CT in 7. I think he's just been craving for good games. I think he had a great game against Brad, and I think he'll have a good game here, but it's going to be a sweater. I think this goes over an hour plus. Another long one for Christian Tago. Another sweat job, but he gets the job done. What do you think, Sanford, on this one?
I won't disagree that this one could go over an hour, but I've picked against him before this year, and it's come back to bite me. I'm done picking against background in round 1. He's got 3 round of 32 appearances. Give me background 4-2.
Background 4-2. I would go to Brad.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. I think it's like the 4th time I've done it. But I'm gonna pick the 9th seed, Christian Tago, to win in 7. Because that way, I think it helps my resume slightly more if Tago wins because I beat him. So I
Yeah.
lost to backgrounds. So we need the resume boost and I feel like actually no, Tago is probably gonna win, although background's really good. And this could go over an hour, like you said. But give me Tago.
Tago in 7 with the bus. I got you. No worries. Short, what do you think? This is a crazy game here. Definitely one of the best ones that are around.
Definitely one of the best, but yeah, it's gonna be a damn close one. I just hope to God it's not a sweep either way, because I mean, Tago, I said he broke the curse, but the curse can always rear its ugly head. But still, if in all hopes, I'm gonna say background in 7. I'm with Sanford on the consistency. It's just all a matter of can he get that second win? If he can, watch out.
Be an interesting one, Nick. Who do you think on this one, buddy? You get either one. This is a tough one either way.
No, yeah, I have a lot of respect for both of these players. I predicted in my post in Gio's Cafe that I think that background was going to make Super League. That hasn't really materialized yet, but I think he has the goods to make that happen if he's able to get everything working his way. And Tago, he's a tournament winner. There's already plenty has been said about his Uno capabilities, but he's been living in the 30th to 35th placement category this entire year, and I don't trust to put away Tago in a sweep or anything. And background has been around 1 merchant this year, so I'll say background ekes it out in a 4-3 classic.
Get another classic for
Last
Tago.
round with Tago.
Yeah, that'd be a second classic for Tago. We all know the Brad game, which was one. A background obviously coming off the L to pack, but there's the tail of tape. +4 to 8. Legend on rookie. 2-3 versus 3-3. That has the writing on the wall for playoffs. This is a playoff game. We'll see how it goes. Either one is going to make it happen for sure. Near players ranked too. That's going to make this thing a little more spicier too. Well, in any given year, this next game would be Nick. If you want to stay around, go ahead. But it's your region, might as well. This next game in any given year. In any given year, we're talking really good things, but this one it has a different variety in this one. We'll explain why. Tapir, obviously, here we'll talk to him in a second. Big chance right here for Tapir. 20th ranked player in the league, but let's not forget what he did here last year. He was a defending tournament winner, took care of it against Nam. 5-3 comeback, the final ever game on the old bot too, as we know it. It was probably. Do I dare say probably one of the best games on the old bot of last season? That finale, T4, Seth's debut on the spot. Hard was with me. Who can forget that finale? Ridiculous, ludicrous, all the adjectives. This is a rematch, though. It's him versus Jesse Turner, who is... I don't even know where to begin with this. This guy has been nowhere all season. But he did beat Tapir last year in the Final Four in Super League. If this game had more spice, I think this would have been the best game in a round. But because of the unknowns of JT being 0-3 right now, I don't know where his head's at. He's due for a win. Tapir's won this tournament. I'm just going to go with the classic. You know what? I know why CPU went with JT because of past. I think JT will find a way. This is a mind brand. I think in my mind, I think Tapir gets it done. Or in my mind, I think Tapir. No, in my heart, I think Tapir gets it done. But I think I'd have to go with the CPU. Maybe JT finally gets that card luck. Maybe that he was having so much of last year finally rub off, and he gets a normal game here. He wins. What do you think here on this one, Sanford? This is being interesting. Oh, he's muted. We'll go to Brad first.
Ooh, I feel like this could drive in either direction. I think it's going to be a clean game. Like, they're going to keep it on the fairway. Like, it's not going to be any weird bunker stuff. But it's going to be a
fringe area.
So
what was that, Brad? I'm sorry.
Oh, did you not get that?
No, I'm sorry, bro. What did you say?
Oh, so
Other than there's getting younger.
what? So it's gonna be like a clean game. I feel like they're gonna keep it on the fairway, and like I doubt we're gonna see a lot of bunkers and like. But it's gonna come down to who can make their putts, because I feel like who can get it in, who can seal the game off. That is what this game is gonna come down to. It's gonna go 7. Give me Jesse Turner.
Whoa.
Wow, a little heater there from Brad going with the CPU. All right, what do we got, Sanford?
Well, so for me, this is I'd be more hyped about this game in this theme if this was, say, an 8-9 or a 7-10.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
The fact is, this is a 4-13. Is Turner going to have the luck? He hasn't had the luck this year. So, from that aspect, give me Tapir all day. I'm going to say 4-1. I mean, I
Whoa.
don't have faith in JT.
No faith in JT. That would put JT in a perilous spot. What do you think here on Nick? This is a crazy one to call. Definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm practically falling out of my seat thinking about this matchup. I don't know. It's another legend on legend, but as Sanford said, that JT
There's no
hasn't been
spice.
having
Missing.
a great year. I know it's probably not very smart with me not knowing where JT's head is at or whatever, but I feel like although Tapir is trying to get into a Super League position, I feel like JT just has way more to lose if he loses this matchup. This is absolutely cannot lose for him. I think he's going to grit his teeth and pull out the upset. Give me JT 4-3.
Short, and then we'll go to Tapir. He'll come up here. What do we got?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the absolute worst draw for that the 13 seed Jesse Turner could get. The 4 seed Tapir defending his tournament 4 crown as a 4 seed, repping his red 4. Come on, man, it's too poetic. Give me Tapir in 7.
Okay. I thought they were going to say sweep like Fitzgerald.
No, I ain't saying sweet, but he will win 4-3.
By the way, Fitzwater did DM me. Said I'm a little bit busy. Sorry. Classic. Anyway, let's bring it to Pira. We'll see what he says. See what he's got on the docket. It should be an interesting one. You know, it was a Super League game 7 months ago. That's crazy to say. And now here we are in June, and who knows where we're going to be at with this one. But we'll see what Tapira's got to say. Are you invited him, Short?
What's that?
You invite Tapir? He's here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, invite him. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tapir, feel free to pop
Get your
off if
ass
you want,
up here,
buddy.
Tapir. Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, what's your thoughts on playing Jesse Turner? You've played him before. It's the rematch from good old Super League 24 from Athens.
Tell you what, I'm looking for revenge on the golf course, right? It's gonna be a fun one. I think I'm gonna win game 4, and that's about it. You know, if I can get that generator up and running.
Classic.
It's too poetic, man. It's any other 4 seed, I would give this to JT. Any other 4 seed, but this is just too goddamn poetic, man.
Well,
You better win game 4, repping red 4 in this.
The defending tournament winner stuff only works in odd tournaments, okay? It only works in like 1 through 5. It's not working 2 or 4, okay? I'm
Hey, it
just
didn't
saying
work.
that,
Hey,
Alan.
it doesn't work on. It only works on odd. Then what happened in T1?
It's better than 4-0.
Unfortunately, it does
I'm not. Yeah, no, not a
work.
4-0. Like Tapir would literally have to be running his generator on overdrive for it to be a 4-0.
Bro.
Excuse you,
Let's
Short. I
see.
mean 4-0 JT.
And JT
Oh,
could
my
get
fault. My
lucky.
fault, man. Well,
Honestly, JT would.
I
would
mean,
get
if it's
lucky
either
and-
way, I think
Yeah.
that excuse me. Either way, I think a generator is running if it's 4-0.
For either side. No, but it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a
we'll
hell
see
of
how
a
it
game.
goes. Yeah, listen, it's a rematch. We've seen sequels and trilogies, and anything can happen in a sequel and a trilogy. That's the
Pierre's
one.
been
thing.
in
You
two
know,
trilogies.
yeah,
I've been in a
it's just-
trilogy with both these players.
Yeah, you know, you better be on the call. It's you and me, maybe. That'd be crazy. We'll see.
Dear God.
We'll see how it goes. That'd be a fun one. You got all the experience. I think. Well, I've played Superior. I played GTC. Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Who else is in the pod with those two, you might ask?
Yeah, well, we asked him who's the pod, and he's in the call tonight. And well, similar to Acosta, what will Sean R do? Welcome back, Sean R, to a home game. He's hasn't been in a home game in a long time. It has to go way back, way back. And for Art, I mean, what can you say? Really good tournament. Finally got his wins he needed to escape any stupid relegation talks, as he calls it, and he's back with us in D1. And for the fall off of DJ Curtis, it needs to be studied. I don't know where to begin with this one, man. DJ has been. Where has he been since Super League? I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. Every time I pick Curtis, he just finds a way to blow it, and then you got Art here who's coming off of a heater. For that reason, I actually think Art, despite the crazy rumors of round 1R and all that, maybe being put to bed, there's Telltale Master on Vet. I'm gonna go Art here 4-3. I think it's his time to finally get back in the maybe not only the winner's circle, but maybe make another run, start to sniff some good stuff. So I'm going to go Art 4-3. We'll bring him up in a second. Sanford, what do you think on this one?
I think it's going to be a close game. Very similar, though, to what I said about the Turner game. I don't have any faith left in DJ at this point because it seems like he's lost in the bot and what to do. And Ard being a usual round 1 contender, I'm gonna say Ard 4-2 helps me out a little bit there. So
Art 4-2. Okay, we'll go over to Brad. What do you got on this one?
Let's see. I'm just not that high on DJ Curtis. Give me Ard 4-2. Like I'm not super high on Ard, but I think he takes it here.
Well, the reason why they're not debuting, this isn't their first rodeo. They didn't play last year because Art had a personal issue. DJ was out to military service. So, ironically, this is the only match of the round where neither played last year in this specific tournament. So that's interesting. A little hiatus. What do you think, Short? Interesting game to say the least for both. Making
Yeah,
a
I was
return.
going to bring up that point as well. As it's interesting to see that neither of them played, but it's definitely got to have it for DJ. Art, I think definitely not got to have it anymore, but maybe kind of playing a little house money if you can get beyond it. And we all know how DJ played on house money in Super League, and ever since then he's just been kind of in the wilderness. He definitely isn't I don't think he's gonna get smacked down pretty hard like he did the first 2 tournaments. I think he's gonna make it close, and I'll side with the CPU though. I think round 1 Ard's going to come back in a big way. I mean, I already did last tournament, but I think that it's all about that consistency for him, and we'll see what he can do. I mean, I think he moves forward and deeper into the rounds. I think he's going to be on Real House money to maybe sneak in. Who knows what could happen?
All right, we got Nick, and then we'll go to Art himself.
Yeah, I think this is doable for DJ, but just thinking about where DJ's at right now, I don't see what DJ has that could allow him to overcome someone who's typically plays as solid as Ard does. You know, there was talks about how round 1 Ard doesn't exist anymore, but I feel like it still exists. Like there's certain players that are just consistently solid in the early rounds. Later rounds might be a little bit more hairy for them, but I feel like Ard still has it to an extent. I'll just say DJ 4-1. No. Ard 4-1.
Oh, I was going to say Art 4-1. I got you. All right, buddy, your time to shine. What do we got, Art? I know you got a lot of respect for DJ.
I got a lot of respect, but you know how last tournament I turned a switch.
Yes, you did.
Do you think I would not turn off that switch after that last tournament?
Oh boy. No,
You mistaken me for a fool.
Oh boy.
You mistaken me for a fool. I don't have any problems with Curtis. Really, I hope Curtis brings in his game. But the reason why I have changed the switch, I turned it on, was for one reason. All of you. All of you. All of you that have said good things in front of my face, but stabbed me straight in the back. All of you who were supposed to respect me, and then turned around and slapped me straight in the back of the head. Why would I want to have support from all of you? Why do you think I changed this path? Why do you think I went down this path? It's because you guys never appreciated me. And yeah, I might be playing with house money now, but I'm still the same player. I'm still the same person who comes in here, does his own thing, and walks out of here. You're not going to get what y'all want. I'm not going to be y'all's little tiny puppet that y'all can just kick around like a toy. What? Really? I can't wait to get into the game so I don't have to deal with this. Because everybody that talks good about me, that really doesn't support me, is just outside noise that shouldn't be allowed. And that's all I'll say on that.
We're going with a little bit more of that block the haters out, right, big dog? Got the noise out.
Yeah, I'm blocking all you haters out. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you hate me. You don't matter to me.
All right. Well, after that, thank you, Art. Appreciate those words, buddy. We'll see what he can do come DJ Curtis as we have the old +4, red +4, red 5 battle. Appreciate you, buddy. As we got the old Masteron veterans 3-3 versus 0-3. We've had a lot of those battles, though. We've seen a lot of these offers try to make a run. We'll see how this one goes. All right, next game is well, there is no next game. It's the final Buy Island spot, and I don't know how many times I've been on a buy. I don't know how many times I've been on a buy. I think this is my 7th or 8th Buy Island in my career. Something silly. It's a lot. I practically own the island.
Had them for like 8.
Yeah, I own this place. I am the Buy Island king. You know, keys, pina coladas all over the place. That's just how I roll here at KT.
You're the bartender. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm the bartender out here. I created the island. I'm just gonna sit back, hope my resume guys do what they gotta do, and make people work.
Bro's mic got louder when he said that.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay.
I wish I had that skill of having everyone I beat just go on runs after I beat.
I got you, Brett. How do I do that? You got my number, Brad. You got my number. You know. No, it's good to be back on Buy Island. I don't really have much to say. Next, do what you guys got. I mean, that's all I got to say. Next, do what you guys got to do, right? And make me proud. Who's out there? Acosta, Andy, Drip. I see you. Anyway, let's move forward. That's my best impression of just kind of chill guy. Okay. Now, this next game, though, will be I'm pretty sure our closest top 25 game. We don't have a top 25 game around. Spoiler alert. This is as close as we get. So, yeah, it's kind of me, this kind of taking that approach there. But we'll start it off with a player that questions have come up about split ammo. You know, we talk about Allen, we talk about Chomik, and Chomik here, it's been a weird season. He hasn't had the same Chomik level season we know and love, and I don't know. I'm not sure where he's going to get the second, third level tier. He's really good in other leagues. I know what he can do. He's playing Lara, who just got torched by Lamas in a sweep. I'm pretty sure this is the only match of the round that actually had a top 30 battle. Pretty sure Lara was in people's top 30s. And I know Chamik's ranked 18th. So this is the closest we get to a top 25 match. By the way, still the best card in the game. That green skip with the gun. I don't 100%. I'm not even going to glaze myself. No way. Hell no. That's the best card in the game. That you can't beat that card. But regardless, green skip, green 8. I'm going to go Chamik here. It would set up the boss versus young boss match. That'd be kind of cool. I think Lara had a really good game against Cody. It was a competitive sweep, but Chamik is known for these quad 3 and 4 wins this season. Because of that, I think he can get another one here and start building a platform. I got Chamik in 7. What do we think here, Sanford?
I think that this is a matchup of two players who definitely need a big resume building tournament. In both cases, neither one of them has really like that statement win. Because Chamik, his best win is Caesar. Lara, their best win is Yepes, but doesn't have many wins to go with it. I think for this one, I'll go based off where I have them in my rankings for picking. And for that reason, I will agree with the computer. I will say Chamik 4-3, but this looks like it should be a close one.
Should be a close one. What do you think, Brad? Close game here?
Yeah, I think Lara Uyo wins this one. I'm just like high on them. I feel like Chamik's good too, but like I feel like Lara Uyo had a lot of potential, and they're gonna win 4-2.
In 6, got you, buddy. What do we think here, Short?
Another hinge game, another gotta have it. If you want to
Both,
be
yeah, playoff.
playing higher aspirations, it's playoffs. Yeah, someone's record isn't. That is true. Yeah, I just feel like Lara kind of had that tournament win hangover last time out. I think if he can get this win, I think he definitely could be someone to contend with moving forward. I think Lara's going to take it in 7. It's going to be damn close though, but I mean, I feel like, yeah, if Chamik doesn't take this either, I think it's going to be a tough road for him if he wants to try and get back to Super League.
Yeah, this is a playoff game, Nick. This is the only match I believe we have where both players have 3 or more wins. What do you think? Probably one of the more competitive matches of the round. What do we got?
Yeah, should be competitive. I just feel like Chamik has a little bit more experience, going deep in these tournaments. He's a super leaguer. Lara is still trying to build himself up in this league. I'd say just based off the EXP, I'd give it to Chamik in a close one. But leading into an interesting match with yourself and Young Boss, which I also think will be close as well.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. We can get that. He's always wanted to play, and we'll see. I have my pen ready, got my Sharpie ready to sign it if he needs that. His top hat if we need that. But regardless, we'll see what happens. Should be a good one. Well, there's only 2 to go, and we started off with Mr. Crikey Man. Crikey. Toaster guy. I mean, what else is there to say about this guy? He's always the show. He's always going to have a great time playing the game. Who would have thought he made this run too last year? And now he's a great player. Top 10 player in the league, man. 9th ranked overall. And happy birthday, Dark. And Dark comes back after his hiatus. He's got his own birthday today. Happy 33rd to Dark. Mr. EXP, Mr. Endurance. And this is closer than people think because the one thing I will say about this game on stream, Dark plays slow, but he's played a little bit quicker this year than people think. Toaster guy plays slow in terms of he only plays one play at a time. Tail of the tape here. I think Toasty wins the 7. This feels like Lane 2.0, man. It really does. Toasty and Lane have been step for step. 30. Oh, that's the wrong. There you go. 30 and 30, 6 and 3. Almost the exact same resume. 36 versus 46 on the finish. But something about Toaster guy will get an edge. I think he gets the win in 7. He's going to use some of his crack show ability. They'll be closer than people think. What do you think here, Brad? This Sanford's muted.
Remember that.
All right. So for this one,
Or Sanford. Okay, never mind.
I'm here.
What you got, buddy?
For me on this one, what I look at is probably the fact that Dark's going to be rusty. Toasty's not going to really go into that style too much that Dark plays. So I'll say Toasty 4-2.
Toasty 4-2. Okay. Brad, what do you got on this one?
I feel like Toasty's doing well. If Toasty's gonna go on a run here, probably give me Toasty 4-1. I just don't see much in Dark that makes me think it's gonna be close.
All right. What do we got short? What do we think here?
I'm gonna step back. I'm trying to fix some things here.
Okay, Nick, take over. What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't Dark, I'd maybe consider it a little bit more. But coming off of not being a part of T3, both the rust and really, if he's locked in on competing here still, I just feel like it's too much Toaster Guy. Also, if this was like last year Toaster Guy, where he just went on a random out of the blue run, I'd feel like he would be due for a dud. But Toaster Guy has been like quietly consistent, like as you said, similar to how Lane's been. He's just been quietly consistent every single tournament, and I think that's something to be admired about Toaster Guy this year.
Some of the best losses in the league. He's lost to you, Monkey Boy. Pretty sure Myth. He's lost to great players. He just gotta.
Yeah, he's lost all the 3 top 5 players right there.
Yeah, 6, Myth is 6, but still top 6, still ridiculous. All by Island player at the end of the year. That's gonna get you the job done. He's got to get one statement win. Similar to Lane, they just need a statement win. Be back in. But veteran on veteran crime, it's gonna be 0-2 versus 6-3. Well, Shorty fixed up, or you still gotta do
1
things?
second.
All right, boy, take your time. Well, last game of the round, I mean, I'll kind of just post it right here. It's normally you get a last game of the round. It's hype. It's going to be hype. No. This one, maybe we didn't save the best for last on this one. Well, Short gets it queued up. It's pretty simple. It's Brock versus. Oh, you got the.
Well, I mean, if you've been around for this point, you know.
I made an oopsie on the bracket, but I had to patch that up.
Okay, you got the old flex tape. Okay,
it is some flex tape because I accidentally forgot to change a name on that one. So
well, nothing duct tape can't fix.
Yeah. See,
If
you reveal the duct tape, that's the oopsie. Anyway,
it's Brock versus Retro. What's that, Brett?
Why is it like that? Why is the bracket weird?
Because I made an oopsie.
Because
on the
Short put
bracket.
duct tape on.
I made an oopsie. I had to put here. Watch. See, I'm gonna take
the old flex tape.
I'm gonna take the flex tape off, Brad. That's the problem. And
JT.
There's the flex tape.
How many? Anyway,
JT needs all the help he can get, so he needs to play 2 people.
he needs to play toast. That's a perfect medicine, right? Just play a little toast in the morning.
He needs the monkey treatment from T1.
Oh, don't tell Monkey.
Give him 2 tries.
Yes, sir. W. Anyway, Brock Retro. I'm going to call a run. This is going to be the most cracked game of the round. Brock, what he was doing against Brad, this man literally said, "Yeah, I controlled that red 8, man," and went back to it and got him confused. What? I don't know what Brock. I mean, he is out of control with the fades. Craziest player in the league. Retro doesn't even know that Uno Call Out exists. What are we watching here? Brock 4-2. I don't know. This is going to be a ridiculous game. Sanford, you probably need Retro, but do you have any favorites?
I need Retro to win, but I'm going to say Brock 4-1, and that's being nice.
Oh boy. Brad, what do you got? What do you got here? Brad?
I need Brock to win for my resume so I can get the KT boost. I think Brock will win, probably like 4-2. I feel like Brock's better than a 6 seed.
All right, let's go over to Short. Short, yes, busy. Okay. Nick, thoughts on this one? Crazy. You played Brock before in the past. He's a crazy, probably one of the craziest in the
league. He's very crazy. I feel like the thing with Brock is he does better when he's working when the opponent's actually trying to predict his moves and plan around the opponent, because he's just so darn unpredictable that it gets in people's heads and they all start tripping over each other when really Brock hardly knows what he's doing. And Retro, I mean, he did get blown up by like the likes of Sanford and other people, but I feel like Brock is a doable opponent because Retro just focuses on his own game and not trying to predict what others are doing. So I'll pick the upset. Retro 4-3, sure.
In a crazy one. Short, last
If
one.
that happens, I might owe you a dinner, Nick.
All right. $20 in the back pocket there from Sanford. Okay. Short might be a little bit busy, so that's going to conclude. Then we'll kind of go to the main overview. No worries once he gets all that graphic stuff picked up. I did not expect this to be, what was that, 3 hours almost? Jesus. We had some excursions, of course. We had whatever crack fits what we're smoking. Anyway, there's the Hearts region. I'm not going to make a prediction. Nick and I can't make a prediction because we're in the region. All I'm going to say is we got Nick on a bye from Ohio. We got the classic Wales versus New York. Then the old classic Michigan versus New York. Texas versus Missouri. Then we got Georgia versus Oklahoma. Classic Missouri versus New Zealand. China, Canada. Ironically, Chamek, he told me probably he was originally from Canada. He actually lived up there one time, so that's a little bit of a homecoming. And then classic KT from NJ on a bye. What do we think here, Sanford? This is pretty wide open. I'm going to pretty say.
Well, I don't think either of the top 2 seeds win this one. One, because Nick hasn't done much since that first one. I don't know if it's because he's just not wanting to show everything. And I know for a fact KT is not going to want to show everything at the bottom of that. I'm going to say...
This is a tough one.
I'm going to say Chamek gets out of the region.
Chamek, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
What do you got, Brad? Little spicy pick there.
So for my resume, I'm hoping it's Brock. But if that doesn't happen, or I guess talk about my resume, but like, I actually really don't know. I feel like Nick or KT could both have good runs, but like other than that, it's wide open. Like I really don't know. There's a lot of games to be played.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting region for sure. I think it's pretty wide open. Now we're getting into playoff season. We're kind of getting to the point where it's put up or shut up time. You got to start scoreboard watching. Yes, I know there are other things we got to factor in, such as, what's the relegation line, who's in the 14th or 20th for Super League where they were last, quads, all that. But it's about to get down. Start doesn't go off tomorrow. We'll get the scheduling going a little bit tonight as well. The day 0 reads, but should be a go one. Check us out Wednesday. We're going to get back in action. I believe this is confirmed. 5:30. The last night, I don't know. Things could change. I haven't been checking the server, but D2 finale for Meteorological May is 5:30 Thursday.
Has not moved
as
yet.
of now. Has not moved yet.
Nope. No change.
Okay, so for now, we're going to lock that in for now.
It should be 5:30. It might be. There's like a small chance it might be 6, but I think it's probably going to stick to 5:30.
Okay. Well, for now, we're gonna protect our 6s and say 5:30 on a Thursday will be their finale, so we won't have any D1 games at least streamed that time, but we will still have non-streams if we choose to that. Remember, this is our second straight T4 where we'll have less than 30 games. The last T4 we had 26 games. This time we got 25. We're hoping to at least get 26 for the last tournament when God comes back. But regardless, I want to thank Short for coming out here, hosting. I know it was a little late. Appreciate him. Every fan for sticking around. We had about 20 people tonight, a little bit before the pregame, and then some people hopping in and out. Give me a good tournament. Jackpot June. Shout out Matt Johnson, man. And looking forward to everything. Appreciate that. Austin LaPlante is huffing.
There he is.
Oh, he's having having a great time. All right, boys. Check us out.
On time.
Right on time, baby. Huffing that Sharpie.
Trying
We'll
to
see
do
you
better
Wednesday.
the next time.
We'll try to do better next time. We'll see you Wednesday for some great Jackpot June action. I can't stop winning. Have a good one. This has been a presentation of MRE Division 1.